When it comes to one-year-old Mariah Cartavius, you are not.
Space, a final frontier. It's 5 years.
Shall we begin? Let's begin.
Happy Monday, everybody. You're listening to Now Trending Live right here on NowTrendingRadio.com. It is Monday, June 18th, 2018. Today is a special day. Not only is it post-Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Drew. Happy belated.
Thank you, Ramon.
I hope it was a great day for you. We'll get into that shortly. However, moving on to today, it is Siobhan's birthday.
Yay.
Oh my God. Shortly, we're going to have
Happy
pictures. We're going to
birthday.
be on Facebook Live in just a minute. Right now, we are where? We're on YouTube. And I'm trying to figure us out and get us on Facebook. However, we're here. Happy birthday, Siobhan.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is, it feels like we've had so many birthdays.
Well, I was thinking, I think my birthday is the last one. We won't have
One of
another
ours-
one until your birthday.
One
is
of ours.
next.
One of ours got skipped.
No, two of you guys.
So-
That's
got
right.
skipped.
The guys get
The
skipped,
dudes get.
That
and
was
it actually
due to
wasn't your fault
construction.
this time,
But
guys,
right.
ladies.
That was due to construction.
See? Exactly.
This time, when did we skip it before?
Probably the year before.
Oh, I
Probably
don't
the year
think
before.
so. I do not
No,
think so.
no. Okay, fine.
But yes, it was due to construction that we were not able to celebrate Drew and Chris.
Sure.
And Chris had a
Aw.
milestone birthday. He
It
wanted
was.
me to point out.
It
Okay,
was-
so let's discuss it. Let's backtrack in time.
Aren't there more stories to talk about?
No, because I got to get these cameras set up. So
Oh, okay.
tell us about his milestone birthday,
No,
please, Siobhan.
Chris, you tell us about your milestone birthday.
Well,
How was it?
okay,
How was your
folks,
birthday?
everybody listening on at home and everything, it was the big one. 40, I think is pretty
That's
significant.
what she said.
Thanks, Drew.
You know what?
Because like a lot of people saying things like, if I could quote my friend Droopy here,
Hey,
welcome to the club. And I'm thinking, what club? Like, the hair club for men club, the prostate club, the AARP
Yeah.
club, something like that.
look at that prostate.
And it was
check.
basically the you're not exactly young anymore club.
Hmm.
So milestone nonetheless. I got some cool gifts, did a lot of cool stuff, hung out with great people, family and friends and loved ones. So it was really cool.
How does it feel to be in a new decade, in that particular decade of life?
This one's significant because there's never been a higher decade yet. So
Mhm.
but you look at the last 2 decades and realize like what you've done and the decisions you made in those 20 years, let's say. Were they good? Were they bad? A lot of stuff in the middle, a big gray area, a lot of fog too.
Mhm.
Lots of concerts, lots of right decisions, lots of wrong decisions.
Mhm.
But I'm still here, alive and well, all my limbs and everything intact. So we're looking forward to the next couple of decades too. We'll see what happens.
Well, the alternative is not desirable.
But unavoidable.
But do you notice a difference since, like I said, so it's been a few months, so at least we can talk about this. This was my big year also.
Right.
So,
You're a couple months ahead of me.
right. And I was expecting, when you're 39 and that day before, you feel
Oh,
like
man.
it was, 1999 going into 2000.
Right.
We were all staying up waiting for midnight
I was
as
working.
if we were going to transform. We're going to transform into.
Old. Transfer into old.
Aw.
Wow.
But did you not expect like this life change? Like I'm going to become an adult now.
no.
Type of feeling when you were 39, like the night.
No, because you spent the last 20 something years being the adult.
Doesn't that suck? You know that first thought when I turned over was, I'm as old as my uncle was. And I definitely remember asking him how old he was. And he told me, and I go, man, that's old. And I was like 15, 14, whatever.
Yeah.
And now I'm that old. I'm going, it's not that old.
Well, I remember when my mom turned 40, I think I was 13. And so I remember thinking, wow, that seems so old. And now I'm
Exactly.
like right there behind her. And I'm
Yep.
doesn't
Mhm.
seem so old anymore.
No, it's perfect. It's great.
And I can't imagine having a kid that age.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But Joy understands that.
It is. I feel more grown though after 40. I think. Like I feel. But like you said,
In what way?
She
You took
feels
the whole-
mature.
But you took the whole year to to turn that number, and it only took a day to turn the number from 39 to 40. You actually aged the entire year. So
I'm more
everything was
mature
psychological.
now.
It's got to be on a psychological level.
You're more mature now.
I'm more
I'm
mature.
so glad
now.
we're recording because I want to make sure I keep that on tape.
Yeah, please.
I am. I'm more mature now, I think.
Compared to what?
I think. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I don't
For
know,
what?
but we're somewhat on Facebook Live right now as well. So we're on
Good.
Facebook Live. We're over on YouTube. Chris is over there. I'm going to get us on that
Where?
camera in just a second.
Ooh,
Where am I?
Huh?
Where
you're
am I?
everywhere.
There he is. Say hey. Hey, say hello, guys.
Hello,
Hello,
guys.
guys.
But you guys are in this camera.
What's up?
Hello, camera.
How you doing?
Okay, so Siobhan, tell
Hello,
us.
Rob.
Today's your birthday. Do you care to disclose your age?
I'm
You
not.
don't have to.
21.
But she's not in the big 40 yet.
I'm not 40 yet. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, so
She's
what are
the
your
younger in the
plans?
group.
So do you have any special plans for this year?
Not like for the year
How old
ahead.
are you? How old are you really?
Not really. I guess like in the last few weeks I've been doing a lot of like, oh my gosh. And I haven't achieved some of these things that I wanted to do in life. So I better
Such as
fast track some of this stuff. I don't
Do you really
well,
think they're going to hear you back there?
yeah, Joy's not on a mic. She wants to know specifically what do
Hey,
I what
Drew,
did
why
I
didn't you
want to
get me on
do?
the mic? Drew, why didn't you get me on the mic? Because you went on.
Because
one.
I'm like mad scientist here. I feel like a mad scientist and
How so?
because I've got 3 cameras going. I've got 1, 2, I'm trying to get the other
Where's
one
this one
going
pointed?
towards you and Drew.
This one here?
Yeah. No, this one right now is
That one's
pointed
not going to
towards
do
here.
anything.
I was going to say it's
All
pointed.
right,
at the
here.
speaker.
I can make it to me.
She can
But
switch
I can
things
switch
around.
them as if we're on TV. So you know what? Maybe this is today. I'm just trying to nail this. We should have
Trying
named the
to-
show "Nail
That's what-
This."
Just buy it a drink.
That's what she
Okay,
said.
so as I say,
Wait. Let me
Yeah.
finish. You wanted to know what I want to accomplish.
yes, go for it.
Well,
Tough
of
crowd.
course, getting hitched and having a baby. So that feels like.
You are?
Okay, now
Well,
let's see
that's
how
been
we
a
can help
dream
her.
since I was 5. So let's make.
That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, but and also traveling more would be awesome. So I got to get some traveling done. I said the other day that the majority of my travel adventures consist of looking at the Snapchat map. I need real travel.
I'm going to give you a nickel's worth of free advice.
A nickel?
A nickel, yeah, because the rest she's got to pay for it. Travel all you can now.
Ow!
I mean, if you get someone to go with you, beautiful. If not, that's okay. But
Yeah.
travel all you can now, because once them bambinos come,
You
What's a
can't
what?
do it.
them bambinos come.
The
there's no one traveling.
Bambinos, he said.
Yeah, there's no one traveling. Me and my friend used to go off on
People
the weekend.
do it
all the
though.
time.
People travel with kids.
No, honey,
Not
no.
that
It's so much harder.
sure
it's
It's
hard,
not
but
as
you can't say nobody
easy.
does it.
There's no fun because you're carrying 8 bags and you're making sure all the wipes are there and you're cleaning up poop.
And you got all
It's
that,
no fun.
what's the wipes and the
Yeah.
And even when they learn to wipe their own butts, it's still not a joy,
Oh,
right? It's
no,
still
because they don't wipe
still
their
not
own
a
butt.
joy.
Because they wipe it with their underwear and then you got to clean up the
Oh,
It's
Drew.
bad. It's bad.
All right,
you got
let's
the hand
move off
sanitizer
that
with the different
subject.
flavors, right?
Oh
yeah.
my
I
god.
got more hand sanitizers. I do toilet paper. Miles.
Well, since it's Siobhan's birthday, you want to
Yeah.
start us off with the Japan earthquake? Like,
Oh,
okay,
let's talk about something
before
kind
we
of
get
sad.
into news,
Wait,
no.
can we
Yes.
jump back to that last thing about the kids and stuff?
Yeah.
One thing like I remember that drove parents nuts when I was a kid was when there was a video game like a Miss Pac-Man machine at a restaurant or something is getting quarters for your kids so they could play. Mommy, give me a quarter. Now it's like the phones and the tablets and all this other stuff. Wouldn't it be easier to just give them a couple of quarters and have them play the pinball? You know what I mean? So I can't imagine parents today with these little punk kids and their demands with electronics and everything.
It's
Can't imagine.
Where do they gotta be punk kids?
because they are.
Well, your kids definitely are, Joy. I would imagine.
No, my kids knew the bathroom. They know. All I have to say is, you want to go to the bathroom? You can call my kids and ask them now. All is we'd have if we were in any public place. All I'd have to do is give them a look and say, "You want to go to the bathroom?" And that's it.
No, mommy.
Ship shit. Weren't we talking about that one day with
Go to
Sydney?
the
Right? Like,
bathroom. So what if
Yeah.
they really have to go to the bathroom? What do you-
no, that's okay. But if you're gonna like, my kids knew how to act. We didn't go
Oh,
out
no, honey.
in
I mean,
public places and restaurants. And I guess that's just because as a child, like my grandparents would come down here
Yeah.
from Jersey, and it was just, I don't know, it was always like this classy ordeal when we all went out to dinner and got us my grandmother, same thing. So I guess that's where I got it from. So I wasn't putting up with my kids in a restaurant
Didn't wait. Don't wait. You
misbehaving.
strike while the iron is hot. You don't take them to the bath. You're going to act right here, then you're going to get it right
Oh yeah,
here.
they've had it right here too. But you know what they knew where they just needed it like one time, and that was it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are we talking about news now?
Mhm.
Are we going to
News.
news
What's
now?
that?
News.
Let's go to news.
You
So, in current news, a strong earthquake in Osaka, Japan has killed at least 3 people, including a child, and injured more than 200. Airports in the area were closed for several hours, train lines interrupted, and factories had to halt production. It was a 6.1 magnitude quake, but it did not trigger a tsunami warning, and nuclear power plants in the area are operating normally. So, that's good news because we know in the past when Japan has had strong earthquakes that has not been such a good thing. So the earthquake happened at 8 o'clock this morning, local time. One of the confirmed fatalities is a 9-year-old girl killed by a falling wall at her school. An elderly man was also killed by a collapsing wall, while another was trapped below a bookcase at home. Yeah, so that's that. It was, like I said, 6.1 on Japan's earthquake scale, but the U.S. Geological Survey measured it at 5.3, which is still pretty strong. Anyway, did you guys hear about this or see images of this morning?
Yes, I saw the ceiling collapse when the guys on the escalator, and you're like, man, because they saw it coming down. That's
Yeah.
when you see it coming down, that's a horrible mess.
I'm so sorry.
Joy, what are you doing? You're like
Hey,
Wow, isn't it like the
American
middle of
Ninja
the
Warrior
segment?
back here.
it's not that kind of show. Hey,
Wow,
I am mad scientist.
you're mad, all right.
definitely mad.
But speaking of earthquakes, do you want to tell me about the Mexico situation? What's going on with
Well,
that?
I was gonna get into Mexico in a second.
I don't have any Mexican music. Sorry.
Huh? Well,
no,
yeah,
no Mexican
I don't
music.
have any Mexican music.
I'm trying to get this all together here.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. Maybe we should do that in sports.
You want to talk
Well,
about
the mad
Mexico earthquake
scientist.
in sports? Okay, we can
Mm-hmm.
wait. We
Actually,
can,
Because it wasn't really an earthquake, it was all World Cup related.
you
Ah.
So
can
that's
say, you can talk
why.
about it real quick.
So we
It's
can
fine.
get into that second. But I wanted to let's get the new stuff out of the way. Today we're a mess. Okay, let's just describe today's show. First of all, Chris didn't get the message before he came in. We were here at first. And like I said, today is going to be no policies, no limits, just no F bombs, but we can have S bombs and B bombs
An A.
and A bombs.
Then just say them.
Huh?
Just say them so we
It's
know.
hard because
I
you know
still
what?
don't say
I'm
those
We've been-
words.
always
we've been
trying
trained- we've
to
been trained
be.
not to.
You know
I think
what?
it's a family show. We don't have to overdo it.
I agree. And you know, but I just want to be me today. At this point today, I
Well,
just
to
want
be
to be
me.
me.
Oh, we should play the. Oh, we can't play any licensed
Chris.
music.
Oh, yeah,
Never
it's-
mind.
No.
We should play that one
I
song
do
by that
cards.
one
It's
person.
right here. It's right here. We'll play
Get
it.
the cards, get whatever we
We'll
need.
play it shortly.
Like I said, but you know what? Today I'm just having a day where I'm tired of policies. We have tried so hard, all of us, and we
Mhm.
always stick to rules in everything that we do.
And we do.
Why are you up on my side?
I'm just because
It's
that's
that
the
kinda
only side
show.
that's showing it right now.
Yeah,
It's
because
not showing it on mine.
Siobhan's there. They're on
I
there.
can
No,
see it. I can
she's-
I
see
can
it.
put us back and forth.
This is
She's
the screen-
controlling
this is
the
screen
screen.
I have.
I can
I don't
see it.
have
No,
the
go
show.
over to Facebook.
I-
Go over to Facebook and tell me what it is.
I will.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They
I can
keep
see it,
sending me
yeah.
over to there.
This is like really great
cool.
radio.
Yeah,
It is.
that's actually-
Because today, like I
This is
said,
great
today
radio.
you know what? We needed a run through of this till I get it right. But I didn't want to. Is there a lot of news? We even discussed.
There's really not a lot of news going on.
We're going to
right
talk
now.
about immigration in just a second, but we all know how we all feel about that.
Uh-oh.
Should we just get that out of the way?
Oh, let's mess up the day.
Still don't have it.
No,
All right, Brett.
Isn't it there?
Is there-
on YouTube?
on Now
Oh.
Trending. Can you go
Yeah.
to?
They keep sending me over there.
Can you go to Now Trending?
Right.
And we've got. Look, I'm even going to put pictures.
Yeah, I got it right here.
I just want to test software today.
It's
I'm
right
going to cross dissolve over into this picture that we're about to talk about.
there. Uh-oh.
Okay, so outrage at the
Fancy
Trump.
words.
Huh?
Fancy words.
I wish Chris would get on so he can see the
I'm on, man.
immigrants
I-
with the tinfoil blankets that we're going to discuss in just a
Oh,
second. That's
tinfoil.
causing so much
They're not
controversy this
tinfoil.
morning.
They're not tinfoil,
I know
actually.
that.
They're insulated. There's a big difference.
They're cooking like a burrito. Is that
Come
what
on,
you're trying to
mad
say?
scientist. You
Is that what
should
you're
know
trying to
that.
say?
It's what CBS 4 News reported this morning over on Facebook.
Well, they get all that stuff from CNN anyway.
Well, you know.
But I've got the pictures. Are you up on Now Trending?
I am.
I can
and
see
I'm
it, I
showing
see
a
it.
screen that I can't
you see it?
anything, so.
Do you see Now Trending
Yes, I
live?
see it.
But do you see the pictures?
The tinfoils, yeah, they're all over the
Okay,
place.
can you tell me? Did the screen just change? We're going to change?
Yes,
There's a delay.
Did you see that
but yes.
transition?
Yes,
Wait,
the
watch. There's going to be a nice transition
Yes. I can
and a
see
nice picture of more immigrants.
it. Immigrants.
in the holding cells. And this is over in
Nice.
McAllen. So again, there's outrage at the Trump administration's policy of separating children from their parents who illegally cross the border with
Mhm.
Mexico continues to grow. I heard that on
I
my
said, mhm.
keywords, but you're
No,
saying it
I
on the
said, mhm.
keywords.
Mhm.
On Father's Day, a group of
Look, they're
Democratic
foreign.
lawmakers visited a facility where children are being held, and they were angry at what they saw. Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley said, Trump's zero tolerance policy should be called zero humanity. Reporters toured the warehouse-like building too and described seeing hundreds of children in chain link cages, apparently sleeping on the floor on mattresses with Mylar blankets. So again, Chris, Mylar blankets. They are Mylar blankets.
Right.
And again, this has caused a lot of controversy this morning with these now pictures being released.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
how do you guys feel? Like, how are you guys feeling about this morning, about the situation?
Well,
because
can
like
you,
I said,
can you
it's
fill me
heated.
in? I feel like I'm
Sure.
behind on this. Like, I know that they're catching these illegal immigrants.
Right.
But why are they separating the families? Why are they taking the children away from
Because
the families?
they are for like the last month they've been doing it. Basically, they're separating them because they're saying that the kids aren't responsible because they're not in control and the parents are. So the parents are being held and the kids are being detained over there.
So they're both being detained, but
Right. So once
shouldn't they just be detained together?
well, they're separating them because the kids have no control over whether they're going and saying the parents aren't. So they're doing the background checks on the parents before they decide what to do with them. And in a sense, they're separating them that way.
I feel like they should just keep them together.
You wouldn't be the first, but
Okay,
the policy's been in effect, I want to say a month or so. And
but
they're
wait, no, this
using
has
it
been
as a
since the
tool.
Obama administration.
Yes, but now they're enforcing it. Actually, it was before. It was in Bush's administration. But now they're
So
enforcing
this
it.
is
They're
right, but these are
enforcing a
policies.
policy.
But these are policies that have been in place now. If we're gonna say
Oh,
now
sure.
almost a decade, at least 10
more
years.
Than that, more than that. But,
Okay,
But yeah, and a policy you can either enforce or not enforce.
which we have a lot of.
A policy, sure.
We have a lot of policies, and
Sure.
which we feel sometimes entitled to enforce as the others.
It depends on the circumstance.
So again, on Facebook Live, on that feed, you can see the pictures that were released this morning. Again, we've got the first one, which looks like a room. It is in a warehouse. And there are fences around people sleeping
Yes.
on mats on the floors
Right.
with Mylar blankets that do look
They're-
like tinfoil blankets. So of course,
Now, some
people
people see what they
online,
want to see.
they
Joel.
do.
Well, you know, this
no,
is the
not
same-
me. I know what
this
they.
is the
I
same
know
kind of
exactly
blankets
what they
use for
are.
the space program.
But they use them for the space program.
You
the
get them
U.S.
after
Coast
you do a
Guard.
marathon.
You get
Yeah,
right
yeah.
after a marathon, right? So these blankets are used. They're actually safety blankets, and they'll insulate.
Yeah,
They
they're
insulate heat. They insulate. They work as they
Did you
should.
say it's like heat or heat?
They heat. They keep heat.
Okay.
No, yeah. In cases where like the U.S. Coast Guard rescue
Right.
people off of cold
Yes.
water, they wrap them in these Mylar
Right.
blankets because it traps in the heat.
Right.
So there's lots of Americans who are having an issue.
Well, I don't think the issue is so much of the blankets. I think the issue is the cages and separating the kids from the parents. That's what the issue is.
Right.
Because these kids are paranoid and petrified.
Right. I mean, well, they've
And
just been
it's
taken over the
gonna-
border. Their parents woke them
Right.
up in the middle of the night, grabbed their arms,
Right. And
got
it's
them.
going
However, there's many different.
it's going to affect them somehow
Right.
down the road. So,
But should we take all the blame?
for the policy or enforcing the policy, it's up to whomever. But
Here's how it works. We
to
all
me,
know.
I don't understand why don't you just send them back.
We all know how it works.
Just put them on
Did
bus
Drew
and
say
send them
that?
back.
Did Drew actually
No.
just say that?
No.
Like, I'm
I
about
mean,
to follow my. Wait.
Reverse. I'd rather you send them back than separate them. I don't.
Right.
But to me, to send them back together.
But unfortunately, it's not as simple as just sending them back.
I
There's a whole
understand. I
process, and
totally-
that's part of this process. And
But no, I totally do. But at the same time, they're going by what the legal thing says, asylum, and so you're gonna have to do those checks on that. But in doing those checks, they're separating them this way.
right, I don't think they should do that.
But they're using it as the deterrent. They're not using it as policy. They're using it so people don't come over. Is what they're using it for.
Mhm.
So that's different. So if your laws say you give these people amnesty or you give them an asylum and you check into their story, that's what you have to do.
Mhm.
But to separate them like that so they don't come here. do
Right. Now, a lot of people are saying, though, that these immigrants are aware of how the process works. They're being separated. So at what point, though, do they assume responsibility for putting themselves in this place? First of all, most
No,
of
it's-
these illegals are coming from Mexico. Let's
it's
talk about
some-
that first.
It's some that are illegally breaking in. Yeah, that's one thing. But when you're requesting asylum is another. So they're just separating them, regardless. But as far as you have to, I guess, research their story to find out whether it's true or not.
Right.
How long do you think that takes? Like
I
the
don't
whole
know.
background.
How long did
depends
it
on-
take
Check.
back on Ellis
hard to say.
Ellis Island and Liberty Island back in the day? How
Well,
long did
they
it
did?
take?
It
for
would
that?
They did.
depend.
They just let them in pretty
Let
much.
them
No, they
in.
had to go through a lot
They
of
went
medical
through some
checks.
medical checks. They went
Yeah,
through
but
a
they
couple
looked to
of
make sure they had
different
license. That was pretty much-
pavilions before they
That
were
could take
named
days
citizens.
for them, though. It didn't happen like within
Yeah,
hours.
I
I mean,
mean,
what-
we could look it up, but I don't know.
What was changed and why is it so difficult now? I don't mind bringing people in. That's how this country was made, our country anyway. But not mentioning what happened before, but why can't we just go back to that? Why is it so difficult to do that? I don't understand.
I don't.
And why it's
Maybe-
becoming such a politically divisive issue, and it's got to divide parties and divide the country in half. It's like my take on it is bring them in the right way, the way you're supposed to bring them in. Don't sneak across the border. Don't run here in exile. They can just open the door and let you come in.
Let me see. Ellis
You
Island
know?
was designated as the first federal immigration station in 1890 by President Harrison.
1890.
No, when it
let me
right
see,
now,
it took approximately 3 to 4 hours for individual inspection. When did Ellis Island? How long did it take to go from Ireland?
That's just the inspection. Once they got to the inspection, but it could take them
Yeah.
a while to get to an inspector once they get on the island.
When did they start processing immigrants? 1890.
well, we know it was definitely different. However,
I can't say either system's more effective than the other, but
It
this
It
issue
just
is
says here
just,
3 to 5 hours.
this is out of control down there. The fact that they got all these little stations set up with all these kids sleeping here and the parents there, and then this one's over there. It's absolutely messed up and completely wrong and needs to be fixed. And if they're not supposed to be here, then let them come through the right way.
Yeah.
Don't let them just,
Well, they
don't
are.
just
So-
open the gate.
No,
and
some
let
of them
come in.
are. Some of them are filing the asylum paperwork, and it's just taking that long time.
well, how long does it these days? I mean, the process to just become legit.
Too legit to quit.
Again, it's the
It's like-
background check and the vetting process.
Yeah, yeah.
If you come across clean, then it's going to come a lot
Yeah.
quicker. And if you have some red flags, or
And
if
that's
you're
just it.
connected to some scumbags or some bad people in your home country,
I think now the process is probably easier than it was back in 1890, or at least more trustworthy as far as what is or isn't.
you
But
never know.
I agree with Chris. If you pass the background, then you go through the steps.
Wait a minute, you agree with me?
I
I
know,
know,
we're all
right?
shocked with
Are we
the
recording?
crew
Did the
today.
recording go out?
This has been an emergency.
Please stand.
Hell is
clear of
freezing
the
over.
doors.
I was gonna say, I think hell just froze over.
Hell
there
is
goes a
freezing
pig.
over.
Flying.
The Roger Waters
I
concert.
gotta catch that flight. Yeah. Oh, the world's in there now.
Okay, I can't get this link to go up on my computer. Maybe it's my computer.
I can't get
You know,
that camera
we're
over
having-
there working.
But we're having.
I'm floating in and out of
Internet
Wi-Fi
issues.
over here. There's too much going
There's
on.
internet
Siobhan,
issues
say
now.
hi. Happy
Hi.
birthday, Siobhan.
Happy
Everybody on
birthday.
Facebook.
Happy birthday,
Happy-
Siobhan.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
you.
Mrs. President.
Let's
Oh.
and let's see if I can pan over and see. There's flowers. Oh no, the thing is
No. Well,
Yeah, I
no.
put them
I've
where I
got-
could look at them, but
Oh.
But now
Hey,
I'm in the
card.
way.
Chris is
Hey,
a
read
little.
your
I can
card.
see him a
Did you
little
read
bit.
your
Is that a fat joke?
I did read my card. You guys are calling me old in it. Thank you.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just autographed it.
Thank you. I'll cherish
They told me
that.
to sign it.
I will cherish it forever.
So
Siobhan, what do you got for us next? Since it's your birthday.
It's birthday. It's birthday.
It's all on me.
Nothing.
Yeah,
no
really.
pressure. No pressure.
It is. It's one of those shows. Like I said, today is
Well, you have
we're
one
not
more.
going with the flow.
You have another story here for the games, video games.
Do you want to read that? Do you have?
I
it?
don't have it ready, but I can find it. I'm sure. No,
I'll
I
get
was.
it ready. Yeah, I've got it. Like I said, you know what it is? I'm just finagling.
She's so worried about all this.
I'm having fun. I'm wrapped up
technical
in a
stuff.
yeah, because that's what I like to do.
Um,
And if the internet would just work properly.
Oh yeah.
So the World Health Organization classifies
who?
gaming disorder as
The
a
who?
mental health condition.
What is that? What?
Who?
The WHO, World Health Organization,
Right.
is it has classified today a gaming disorder.
Gaming disorder.
Video
Yes.
game. Yeah, video game disorder.
Like online gaming or like
any kind
slot
of games.
machines.
just-
Oh, no
games.
video games.
Well, that's gambling.
well,
It's
no, they
Not
call
gambling.
it gaming.
Yeah, but not gambling.
We're talking like what is
Video
it?
games.
PlayStation
Video games.
stuff like that.
Oh,
Well,
what
I think
about
it
the
even
games on
goes
the
to
phone
like
too?
Candy Crush.
I was gonna say it has to be
People
phone.
who get
phone
Don't
sucked
say
into
that.
that kind of a game,
Like
Oh,
not Chef Ramsay though.
but not that. That's
What
the
was
one
that
exception.
game you were playing?
I still play it.
No, the game you were playing.
That's
but then
called
you-
an addiction.
No, but wait. But then you had to download the other game so you could get
Chef
credits for the
Ramsay.
first game.
My Chef Ramsay
And then
game.
no, What was the other game you
Oh,
were playing
Mobile Strike.
in order to get credits so you can go back?
There's a lot.
My God.
There was Mobile
That's
Strike
so
I downloaded,
wrong.
and then I've downloaded like 3 casino games.
Oh my God.
Because if you download them and you get to a certain level, then you get more credit on
For
the
the
game that you
first
play.
game.
I love,
full of
yeah.
crap.
So do you see what happened?
Yeah, addiction.
It's all about consumption.
addiction.
Consumption is
If you
another.
Joy needs to
go
is a
visit the
fancy
WHO.
word for
If you
addiction.
have a problem,
I agree. No, and
Make
there's
sure
times
to
that, you know what,
contact
like I have to just put it down, but they keep you hooked. Like all day long, I got to make sure my recipes are
Hooked.
cooking.
Gaming
Oh,
addiction.
Jalen.
She
That's
just
it.
admitted
No,
it, you
but
guys.
the recipes are my special powers, right?
What?
And they give you you cook recipes, and they're your special powers for each level you play.
You sound
They help
incredibly
you.
ridiculous.
So, but the thing is that the
ain't
recipes.
said incredibly.
No, listen, the recipes can take from 1 hour to 3 hours.
It's okay.
to
We'll
cook.
get you help. We'll get
So
you help.
I got to wake up and then I get my recipes cooking. So this way, when I'm
Kristen
ready to
needs help.
play, I've got superpowers.
Let's get him help. Let's get her some help.
And
I don't know why. I got to beat
Why
the
you need help?
levels
It's called
every day.
addiction.
was your laundry done?
Yes,
Walters?
I do.
Did you
Were
feed your
were
children?
your cats fed?
Did you
Yes.
feed your children?
Were your kids
No.
Yes. So watching as a video
Personal
game.
hygiene.
No.
Go ahead,
Make
tell
me
us.
All
sick.
those things. You make me
You
sick
make me
with
sick.
these games and this topic.
Watching as a video
not
game
fair.
ensnares their child, many a parent has grumbled about digital heroin, likening the flashing images to one of the world's most addictive
Wow.
substances. Now they may have
Wow.
backup. The World Health Organization announced gaming disorder as a new mental health condition included in the 11th edition of its International Classification of Diseases, which was released today, Monday, June 18th. On Siobhan's birthday!
What?
Happy
Wow.
birthday!
What?
What a great thing to have connected to your birthday.
Right?
And the Japan earthquake.
yes.
Digital heroin.
Oh. You got to dance, Siobhan.
Oh, that's the thing you did, the video that you did on my birthday, dude.
There you go.
I
Put
wish
Julie
that
in it.
camera over there would hook up. I would just be
It's okay,
so
Joy.
elated.
Let it go, Joy. Let it go.
I
Not
am.
it.
Tell us
What are
about
we gonna
gaming
do?
addiction.
So Dr. Vladimir Pozniak, who is a member of
What?
the WHO's Department of Mental Health and
Gesundheit.
Substance Abuse, said he's not creating a precedent.
I know about it.
He's creating a president.
He said the trends, the developments which have taken place in populations and in the professional field really is the reason why you don't even know what the camera's going on.
It was right there.
Because I was getting Siobhan so she could dance.
That's not going to happen.
However, not all psychologists agree that gaming disorder is worthy of inclusion in the International Classification of Diseases known as the ICD.
It's not so much gaming. It's just an addictive personality. So it should be included. That means you got a problem addicted to a lot of things. If it wasn't gaming, it would be something else.
Okay, and there's some characteristics. There's 3 major diagnostic features or characteristics of gaming disorder. One is that the gaming behavior takes precedence over other activities to the extent that other activities are taken to the periphery. The second feature is impaired control of these behaviors. Even when the negative consequences occur, this behavior continues or escalates. A diagnosis of gaming disorder then means that a persistent or recurrent behavior pattern of sufficiency severity has emerged, according to the ICD. And the third feature is that the condition leads to significant distress and impairment in personal, family, social, educational, or occupational functioning.
But that's anything. You
The
just
impact is real, he
you
said.
just described every addiction.
The
on the
impact
record.
is real
Well, that's
and
the
may
point.
include
Gaming
disturbed.
is an addiction.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, okay, so this may include disturbed sleep patterns like diet problems or a deficiency in physical activity. I believe it's true.
I think Joy is addicted. And we need to have an intervention.
Yes.
I agree. No, but it's true. Like I put more time into it, and then later on I'll be like, I wasted a lot of time.
No, I agree.
Mhm.
I have a few games
On
I've
it.
I've
I'm not
downloaded
as
before
bad.
that
Yeah.
I waste too much time on.
Hmm.
And then I have to uninstall it in order
Drew,
to
do
be
you-
active.
No, I barely have any time. Honestly, I barely have any time to play. And I put some on my phone and I get bored with them.
That's good. That's good.
And there's some that I've got on my pad. I'm playing it, and the minute I buy something, I go, "That's enough." That's
Is it?
enough.
Yeah, that's
That's
yeah.
enough.
Is that when it's become too enough when you
When you
start
buy stuff,
Yeah.
to
bust
play,
out your card?
Even
Yeah.
if it's
No, because your card's already in your phone because of previous
Yeah.
you
purchases.
just have to hit
that the-
purchase.
that
It's
Google
on your
account
Apple,
already
it's on-
has it.
it's on my Apple account.
Guilty.
So you're like one or
Guilty.
two clicks away from getting the special bonus thing that you need.
You sound familiar with this process. He's dogging me out, but he sounds really experienced on the process.
I know about it because of people like yourself.
Us people.
Please stand clear of the door.
You people.
Por favor,
Us people.
manténganse alejado de las puertas.
You peoples?
Us people, yeah.
You peoples.
Oh, this is terrible. You guys,
It's
so
horrible.
unfair.
Some days we are.
All of you.
Some.
So today-
The only one who gets a pass is Siobhan. It's a birthday.
The title of our show is Monday Afternoon Raw.
I noticed that.
Did you notice that?
That's great. That's about as far as my computer let me go.
Oh.
I can't get the link. It won't show up on my computer.
Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. I've half-assed got us on Facebook Live. Like I said,
nice.
it's half-assed. It's not where I want to be. This other camera's still trying to connect. I don't know why. And I'm not sure how the audio is running over there. And I'm not sure if it's picking up the soundboard. But that's next.
No, probably isn't.
So with that said, we're just going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be
Who's
right
gonna take
back.
a break? Okay.
I'm going to put, can I take the break with the Siobhan's balloon?
Yes, go.
Sure.
And I'm going to add a nice little transition.
I'll see.
And
Using them skills.
Should we twist? Let's twist over.
Nope, I still see me.
We're now on break.
We're on break. Oh, well, 3, 2.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday.
Join me, Siobhan, every week for Day by Day podcast.
It's there.
From Alzheimer's Awareness Month to International Bacon Day, find out what's happening this week and how these observances got started. Check out the show on Facebook or Twitter at Day by Day Podcast, because each day counts.
Day by day, by day.
And we're back to Now Trending Live right here on NowTrendingRadio.com. So we've got more news to talk about.
No news.
Well, sort of.
Go for it.
I have a bunch of stories that I've bookmarked over the last few months that just didn't really fit in anywhere. So I'm going to give you guys some topics and let you decide which story I should talk about here. So
Ooh, okay.
here are your choices. We're going to probably do more than one. So
Wait.
here are your choices: phubbing, forgetful cities, returned wallets, or a Netflix secret. What's the first one we're going to do?
Phubbings.
You want to know what do you yeah.
No, I know what it
Netflix
is. I know what it is.
It is not
No,
a
it's not
Netflix
a-
series.
Let's do the one of the city of forget.
No, I already opened up the phubbing story.
Oh.
So the story is from Time Magazine that phubbing is hurting your relationship, and here's what it is.
Look at Joy. Look at Joy.
Whether or not
That's what phubbing
you
is.
know, no, kind of. Whether or not
I'm
you
a
know
phubber.
you're doing it, you
That's right, you
have
are.
been
You're a mother
phubbed
phubber.
and probably have
Right.
phubbed someone. Phubbing is snubbing someone you're talking to look at your cell phone. It may
Or
not be a
laptop.
part of your everyday vocabulary or your
We've
tablet.
all
Or your
guilty
tablet.
of that since the onset.
Wait,
of
it's what?
smartphones.
Say it again now.
Snubbing someone you're talking to look at your
So
cell
you
phone.
repeat it? Why you want to read it?
I'm actually doing that right now to you, Siobhan.
So, like when you're in the middle of a conversation, say at dinner or something, and someone
Or at work.
looks down at their phone while you're in the middle of talking to them,
Or on a radio show.
that's called phubbing. Phone
you spell it?
snubbing.
Oh,
Phone
okay.
snubbing, basically. It may not be a part of your everyday vocabulary, but it's almost certainly part of your
It's gonna
everyday
become it now.
life.
Wasn't it
Just
part of the
think.
spelling bee?
Every time a word comes out, gets overused like this, it's going to happen.
But this is hurting your relationships, you know?
That's just the tip of the iceberg
According
with
to
some
the
relationships.
Journal of
Come on.
Applied Social Psychology, found that even people who imagined they were being phubbed while viewing a simulated conversation
Yeah.
felt
okay, yes,
more
yeah, I'm gonna go
negatively.
back. But go
I am
ahead.
totally being phubbed here.
We just wanted to give a prime example of what
Jeez.
phubbing was.
You heard it
It's
here
a live
first.
example.
Can I start over?
Sure. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
People who imagined they were being phubbed while viewing a simulated conversation felt more negatively about the interaction than people who didn't picture phubbing. I can relate. I feel very negatively about you guys right now.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I've heard worse.
But today's your.
I've almost got this nailed down over here. If I could just I'm just over internet. I'm telling you.
Can you
So,
get it won't
another
It's
study-
not coming through. Yeah. It's not coming through.
It just won't sync on there?
I no,
Oh
it,
my
and it
goodness.
should just be. It should just sink like how it's sinking here.
So how are you,
show both?
Siobhan?
See?
I'm moving on. I'm choosing a different story. I don't care anymore.
That one's kind of boring.
Look, but my
You guys don't
Stupid
care if
computer
you're
won't
hurting people
even-
by phubbing, clearly.
Wow.
We probably have something they call it
We totally
something else.
phubbed her. We totally phubbed her.
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Cry in the
Siobhan.
corner
Oh.
somewhere.
Wow.
Okay, what's next? What did you want, Drew?
I forgot. I forgot.
Mind.
The forgetful
like that's gonna
city?
help.
The forgetful city.
I told you today there's no rules. It's like if we're at work
It's like
and it's
every week.
and it's a Friday and there's,
there's
no
no
rules
rules?
and it's dressed down.
We just
So
have
it's
the
like-
mics turned on and
So
Yeah.
like the scourge.
I'll try. You know what?
Purge?
Where has it gotten us
This
being
the
proper
purge?
for the past 2.5 years
is the
at this
purge?
point? So you know what? Today,
This is the purge.
whatever you want to call it.
okay,
Look at the door. Hang on.
here are the top 10 most forgetful cities. Not forgettable, because when I first read this, I thought it was the most forgettable
Mhm.
cities. Like, no, it's cities where people tend to forget things or leave things
Oh,
behind.
like forget what city they're in.
No, they lose
Huh?
things.
I forgot what you
Basically, they forget where they place
Stuff.
I belong there.
Like some
This
people forget
is,
where they
um,
parked or something.
According to
My
Uber
hometown.
drivers, and yeah.
Oh, wow.
So number 10 is Monroe, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
That's
Jackson,
Where,
Mississippi.
Brent-
So 2 for Mississippi
Kid Rock
so
song.
far.
that's
Jackson,
where
Mississippi.
Brent Favre's from.
Nacogdoches, Texas.
Where, who?
Brent Favre. He's from
Favre.
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 Texarkana, Texas. So we got 2 for Texas now. Boone, North Carolina. Another Louisiana, Shreveport. What is going on in Louisiana where everybody's
It's
forgetting
the
stuff?
South.
Apparently-
Siobhan.
These
Thank
are
you.
all southern states. You know?
Yeah.
Stillwater,
You see a
Oklahoma,
trending.
Big year.
Athens, Georgia, and finally we have a northern city, Dubois, Pennsylvania. But yes, all
Who?
the other exactly. All the other 9 cities were
They're
all in the
French
south.
related,
So
you
what's
know?
going on in the
Ah.
south making people so forgetful?
I know. I forget.
Drugs.
Opium.
Opioids.
That's what it is.
That can be the topic
Creole
of
cooking.
yet another
Mhm.
study.
Damn it.
Do you guys know how to
That word's okay.
That word's okay. That word's been-
D-bombs
been
are
approved.
okay.
That word's been approved and cleared by the. You may go on.
So let me ask you,
That's what George's looking
who
for.
is a Netflix fan in here?
Somewhat.
I've watched.
I am
couple
a-
We
of
all
them.
have it, so we're all
Fan.
fans because we're all paying for it.
I watch it probably every day, definitely.
What do you
every
watch
day.
on it?
I tend to binge watch different things. I just got through binge watching the show Rain, which
Mm.
was not at all historically accurate until the final season, which was somewhat historically accurate.
What's it about?
The reign of Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh, didn't cut off her head.
Huh. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
When are the Obamas coming out?
That I believe. I don't
Hopefully
know.
never.
But it will
Hmm.
be on
wish.
Netflix. That was actually a trivia question on one of my shows the other night.
What's
When? It was when?
No, it was what network or which streaming
Streaming
service
service?
provider
Oh.
Mm.
will be offering it.
Somebody got it right, right?
Everybody got it right.
Okay.
So if you are a Netflix user, do you know how to make a request for a particular title?
No,
Say
I do
that
not.
again.
Go to the search. Type it in.
But if they don't have a show that you want and you want them to carry a certain show or
Oh,
movie,
well,
do
can
you
you
know how to do
request it?
that? Do you know?
No,
No,
I
I
wish
do
I
not.
did because I have a
Exactly.
long
Well, that's
list.
what
But
I'm here
usually their
for.
search engine should eventually pick it up in
No.
Can we all name 3 shows we'd like to see Netflix
Well, let
pick
me
up
tell
at
you
the end of the
first of
segment?
all-
Let's see
Yeah,
how
but
we
they
can
don't
request
do
it
triple X,
first.
so I
Because this
don't-
is apparently something that Netflix on their Twitter account thought that people knew how to do, and people are coming out saying, literally no one knows how to do that. Thank you, Netflix. So
Oops.
here is how you go to the website is help.netflix.com
Oh, no,
slash
it doesn't know.
en slash title request. Once again,
We're all
help.
going to it right now.
Are you all? Well, with the internet today, you might not get there till tomorrow.
Probably not.
help.netflix.com /en /title request. Now, this does not mean that they are going to necessarily honor your request, but they will take it into account. So it's better than saying nothing at all.
Help.netflix.com. What?
Slash en
E-
/ title
They want
request.
you to just.
Title request.
And what is it
Yes.
that you want to request?
Yes, Chris.
Metal.
You seem
Oh,
very
can we?
excited
Well,
about this.
do we all come up with 3? Or am
I don't
just
know
doing
if I
some
can
of my
come
own?
up with 3, but tell us what you're thinking.
Taxi will
Okay.
be one.
Mhm.
Like old?
Welcome back, Cotter.
Okay, so the old versions, like the original.
Is there another version I'm
No,
not aware of?
they're remaking everything, but I didn't
They're
know if you
not
wanted
doing
like
those.
a
You will
remake.
never,
So okay, so you
Ever
want
be able to
those.
remake Taxi?
They
Right.
would try.
Not with a different cast. I mean,
Right.
They tried with the Ghostbusters and they failed. Sorry, ladies, they failed.
Yeah, it was all right.
So
No, it
Taxi.
Taxi.
say?
Welcome back, Cotter.
Welcome Back Cotter is on Antenna TV.
Okay, that's not Netflix though.
I'm just saying, if you need to see it, you
Why
can
did-
catch it on
And
Antenna
I-
TV.
Married with Children.
Okay.
Mm.
Married with Children is on no
Okay.
I know you
The
want it for
topic
Netflix.
of discussion at the moment here on Now Trending at Connecticut School of Broadcasting is Netflix and shows we would like to see on
Okay,
it.
so you
not
have those
alternative
three.
channels that have commercials and stuff.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious, Brian Droopy.
But you can fast forward commercials now.
Regardless, on Netflix there are no commercials.
Drew,
Not
do you
sure if you're
have
aware,
do you
because
have your
I'm a
pick?
I thought they
Netflix
had
fan.
those, but are you? How much Netflix do you watch compared to regular TV? That's
I
what.
can tell you all the shows in my queue right now. You
Right. Do you
start-
primarily use Netflix as your television service provider?
I have
is what I wanna say.
65 titles in my queue. Is that
I don't
a
have
lot?
quite that many.
That's a couple.
But I mean, when I'm not DVRing shows like Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and things like that, I'm watching Netflix when I can't find anything to watch on TV, and I got a million channels on Uverse. But I find that there's too many channels. I can't scroll through enough without
I
getting
don't.
really
Yeah,
bored.
Uverse
So
is hard too.
I find the channels I like, which is Discovery Channel, Discovery Science, Science Channel, History Channel, American Heroes Channel, all that stuff, or Armed Forces Network, all sorts of cool shows like that. And when I'm not watching any of those, or Pawn Stars or anything like that,
Is it
I'll
porn
click
star?
on yes, I'll click on Netflix.
Pawn.
People hear what they want to hear. He's got porn on the brain.
Who said porn?
His wife's watching. He's turned on. So I mean, I like Netflix a lot. I don't mind paying I think I'm paying $8 or $9.99 a month, one of those. And I use it enough where I think I'm getting my money's worth because I have a bunch of shows in my queue. Not quite 65, Siobhan, but I have a bunch of shows and I'm really deep into all the seasons. And I get really disappointed and upset when they just take a series out without giving you enough warning. Like they'll give you like maybe 4 days, 5 days that we're going to discontinue such and such a movie or a show. Like I lost Murder, She Wrote, I lost MASH, Doctor Who, things like that. These are shows that I was running deep in the seasons on, you know what I'm saying? And they just take it away and they don't give you a response, but you still have to pay, you know?
Have you tried any other free form service or free
I use
service?
Hulu also.
Yeah.
No, I really haven't because Netflix.
I-
If you can't find it, then you're really friggin' picky.
I have that Hulu and Freeform I just signed up with, and
I just saw Freeform. I'm gonna
yeah,
check it out.
It's for free, so until they charge me for it, I'll give it away. But
Nobody's a slinger.
there's two.
No, I gave up on that. I did not like
Why?
that.
What was wrong?
I
with
went to a couple of
That's a
parties.
different
but
show,
really-
No,
yeah.
but I love.
really
Have you
went to-
seen
put
their
my key in the
commercials?
bowl, but-
have you seen their commercials?
No.
Yeah.
It's always like this couple going over to a friend's house, and they think that the friends invited them
Oh,
over to
yeah.
swing,
Yeah,
but
I
they
saw.
invited them over to sling. So like the
Uh-huh.
couple comes over, and they're like, the guy's getting undressed, like, and the lady's like, "Oh, we're gonna sling," and he's like, "Oh, I thought you meant."
I have to say, I do love my new Apple TV that I got for my birthday.
How is it?
Well, let me tell you, it's so awesome compared to the older generation that I had because I can say
She
any
missed her birthday.
show, any actor, any movie. I'll tell Siri what I want to see. She'll search and tell me every app or channel that it's available on,
Mm-hmm.
all over the place. So, but yeah, that's making me very happy right now, and I'm quite a couch potato these days.
Well, what's the benefits of like Apple TV? I mean, does Apple have their
Apple-
own streaming,
Yes,
like a
there's-
Netflix
They
type?
do.
Yes,
You have
but
to pay for
buy it,
most of
but you
them,
buy it,
though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like an individual
Right.
type.
Yeah.
The neat thing with Apple also is if you have an Apple TV, you have a device, you can click it together and you can watch whatever you're watching on your device.
Right.
TV.
You can sync them together.
Right.
So that's been fun. I just say a certain actor that I want to see and tells me every movie that they're available on through the Apple TV apps. Because you can download, just like on your iPad, you can download all the different apps. You can download apps on the Apple TV and watch the shows through that. So that's exciting. That's
Wow,
my fun life for these
And
days.
you hook it up though? Do you hook it up to? I mean, is it just?
It's just through my TV.
I have no, like I said, I had Netflix and everything else, and honestly, there's too much stuff for me to watch. Right now, I have everything in my queue that I can think of. I probably got more than 65 to be honest with
I know you got Star Trek in there, man.
you, but it's there.
Next Generation.
More DS9 than actually, but it's okay. I right now, what I'm watching right now is on Freeform. And it's Cloak and Dagger, but I still have to
Cloak
go.
and Dagger, the show or the?
Yeah, it's a show.
But because they made a new show, they make a show recently?
Yeah, it's a show. So I'm watching that, but I do that at lunch because the only time I really have to
Right.
stop and breathe is the lunchtime.
That's
so
on Netflix
It's on
or Hulu?
Freeform. It's on
Oh,
Freeform.
free. I saw it on something else though too.
Well, it goes on to Hulu the next day,
Oh, okay. I got you.
so you can watch it on Hulu the next day. But so I watched that, and hopefully I can catch up with the other ones because I still need to watch a boatload more.
How much is Hulu?
There's
I don't know, I
different
borrowed my sister's
plans.
ID.
There's different plans.
Yeah, good. You have Hulu. You said you had Hulu.
Yeah,
My sister
Tell
has
us how
it,
Hulu.
so I have it.
it's good. It's kind of limited in what if there's something on it that you want to watch, it's great. But if
It plays
there's
a lot more to-date stuff, like
Yeah.
stuff within
or
last week or
there's
two.
some things that you can only watch one season of, and I've
Right.
noticed with Hulu too. Okay, don't judge me, but when I was binge watching the Brady Bunch on Hulu, it
Nice.
skipped certain episodes. It didn't have certain episodes.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe some kind of
Couldn't get the rights
copyright
for it.
or
Yeah, most likely.
licensing, but it would skip different
Well, like,
episodes.
because like if you go to Netflix, some shows will show you the old seasons, whereas Hulu shows you the newer
The
seasons.
current season, yeah. So, okay, I'm going to move on to this last story I have
Last
about
story.
the
Look at
wallet honesty test. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
the wallet honesty test.
Yes.
I don't think
so
that's a test for me.
A man named Mark Rober, who is a YouTuber, dropped 200 wallets in various cities around the country, 10 in each of 20 cities. And each wallet was filled with cash, cards, IDs, pictures to make it look legitimate. And he wanted to see how many of them were returned. So let's just start where we live here in Miami.
Miami.
Out of the 10 wallets that were dropped around Miami, how many do you think were returned?
Nothing.
None.
Miami negative 0, negative 5.
I think he took his wallet too. He was looking.
Surprisingly, 5 wallets were returned in Miami.
Really?
And they equaled the same. Well, maybe it was all tourists returning them because they were dropped, some of them in touristy type areas. But they match with Seattle, Los Angeles, Dallas, and Edmonton, Canada. The only cities to have all 10 wallets returned were Chicago and Salt Lake City. So those are nice, honest cities.
Chicago and Salt Lake City.
All 10 wallets were returned.
Nice.
And then we have at the lower end in Detroit, only 3 wallets were returned.
And there was
Yeah.
the same amount in every wallet, 200 bucks.
I don't know how much money was in each, but they were, I'm sure.
He should have put like a little
Equal.
canister of dye in each one. So when you open up, take
Aw.
the money out, you get blasted with this dye, and then you're guilty of sin. Your conscience is going to get you. The dye will be removed, but your conscience, you'll never get the stain off that. You know, that's what he should have done. It should have been a moral issue at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what was that?
Whose messenger keeps
That's-
ringing?
Not mine.
I think it might be your iPad over here, Joy.
All
It
my
is.
all
It's
my
your
equipment's
iPad.
on vibrate.
Yeah,
right now.
Joy.
What else calling up? Why? I just
Yeah,
want a split
Joy.
screen. It doesn't show anything over here. All right, carry on.
So the study also showed that a person's gender doesn't seem to play a role in their honesty, with roughly half of the returned wallets returned by men and the other half returned by women. Also, the return rates from high income and low income areas were exactly the same. The average age of a returnee was 36, and only 40% of the people who returned the wallets considered themselves religious.
Questionnaire in the wallet when you returned it, or
No, I think the guy who was conducting the experiment, when they actually called him to return their
Okay.
wallet, he questioned them, said,
Oh,
"Hey,
wait, so-
this is an experiment. Let me ask you a few questions." And
I
you
keep
can
the
keep the
cash?
money. I'm
Yeah.
sure he let them keep the cash. I'm sure he wasn't going to travel
He was
back
gonna
to all
ask
those
for it back,
places.
you know,
He's a
how
YouTuber.
can he
He's probably
prove how
got
much was in there? You know,
like 1 million more followers just from doing this test.
Hmm.
So that's what I got. That's the stuff I've been saving for a while. Now
Right.
you're all caught up. Don't you feel much smarter?
Yay. I feel very smarter.
All right, good.
I
Joy.
do.
You do?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting our picture.
She's
Look at
still
this.
addicted to
I
gaming.
see a split screen
so-
up there.
You
Did you
do?
see split screen?
I do. Nope,
Okay,
now
how
it's
do I-
gone. It's gone now.
It is, because you know why? It made us on live though. But let's go ahead and move on to the next story. You should see that transition. Wait till you
The
see that
transition's
transition.
very nice. I've seen
Did you
several
see
already.
that twist?
I saw when it twisted and
It
split in
is.
half and all that.
But did you see the people celebrating over in Mexico? So a tweet describing an artificial earthquake in Mexico City after Mexico scored what would be the game-winning goal in the World Cup upset against Germany went viral Sunday. But neither the U.S. Geological Survey nor Mexico's National Seismological Service reported an earthquake in Mexico City that day. So what's the deal? Did Mexico party so hard that it caused a
Yes.
man-made
No.
earthquake?
Yes.
The event wasn't big enough to be measured in magnitudes and wouldn't have been perceptible to the general population, according to the Institute for Geological and Atmospherical Investigations, which is not a government agency. However, on Sunday, the Institute tweeted seismographic readings highlighted the activity at the time when Mexicans celebrated what would be the decisive goal scored by striker Irving Lozano. So it attributed the cause possibly
attributed. I'm sorry.
Attributed. This thing has like, listen, can you leave
It's
me
not
alone?
the thing. It's your voice.
It's you.
Your mouth.
Who told you to sit here and judge me in my
Wow.
reading?
You did?
Attributed. Some people say attributed.
No, they don't.
No.
Attributed. Let's go
Attributed the cause possibly to celebratory massive jumps in a post that got more than 27,000 retweets.
Nope.
So
No, it's completely false. Fake news, right, Drew? Fake news.
I mean, the
I gotta
only
disagree.
report. See,
That's the
because
phrase
he
you
got the
disagree.
report that says at least
I
two
gotta
of its
disagree.
sensors inside Mexico City detected a seismic
Right.
movement during the World Cup
Here,
match,
and
most
here-
likely
yeah.
produced by the massive
And
celebration.
it
here's
would've
why,
happened
here's why.
anyway because of the giant fault line that is under Mexico City.
Here's the thing. Remember, it's not a huge earthquake. It's just
It
a
was
sensor trip.
tremors, little
A
things,
sensor
little
trip,
bumps.
right. But they scored a
Little shaking,
goal
they run.
on Germany, the defending champions.
The defense in front of the goal, or the goalkeeper, as they call him,
The
failed to
goalkeeper.
show up in that play. And any little fancy
Wait, this is
footwork.
not our sports segment yet, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Save it.
Score
Save
that
it for
goal.
the next
Okay,
segment.
that's coming up
Okay,
later.
hold on. That's our tip of the program we're going to have for you later on in sports.
Teaser.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
Are we ready for a break?
I think
Yeah.
we're
Are we
right
up against it?
Go ahead and take a break so Joy can figure out all these technical issues and
Yeah, I know,
answer
'cause
her
she's working everything
iPad.
out here.
She's walking all
And then we can talk about
around,
sports. I
Talking-
have some exciting news about
talking to her
Achilles the cat.
friends.
So
Oh,
I know
can't
everybody's
wait.
dying
Yeah.
to know.
Oh, well, there you
Take
go.
us to break, Drew.
You got it.
Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday.
Join me, Siobhan, every week for Day by Day Podcast. From Alzheimer's Awareness Month to International Bacon Day, find out what's happening this week and how these observances got started. Check out the show on Facebook or Twitter at Day by Day Podcast, because each day counts.
Day by day. By day.
Go, Joy, go.
Go, Joy,
And
go.
we're back to Now Trending Live. I think I'm on Facebook and we're on YouTube.
She's fubbing us. She's fubbing us.
Yeah, well, you guys, the internet connection in here is so bad. Next week I will
How
have my
bad is
phone.
it?
That bad.
I have nothing on my screen, so it is pretty bad.
It is because I show I'm in here.
Go back.
Do you see it?
Do you see me? I was
Do
in
you
there.
see us?
I see me and Drew.
You want to see it? Let's transition.
So I only see me. 'Cause I'm a pretty big
Sorry,
shadow.
today
between
is.
the
We
sides.
should have just renamed the
It's okay,
show
Doug.
Hot Mess Express today because that's what.
No, Monday afternoon raw.
Right, we're just raw today.
Raw.
Like I said, today there's no standards. There's no order.
We
There's
have
no
standards
standards.
in class here.
No, we're keeping it classy because I said no F bombs.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Boy, do I wish we could talk about Money in the Bank.
Why can't we?
I can't wait.
Not all
Oh,
of us
because
watched it.
not all of us watched it.
And the rest of us aren't really wrestling fans, are we?
Oh, you're talking about
Unfortunately,
wrestling.
I am the one
Siobhan's
who
part of the
watched
gang.
it. I watched it.
Hey, you guys,
because-
check out that next transition.
Okay, I'm talking here.
I know, go ahead.
Fubbing. You mean you're fubbing?
Wow.
You just.
I am the
you
one who
just
The
got
likes-
camera's on
fucked.
you. Talk over to the camera. Like
You just
Blue.
got fucked.
Hi,
Lou
I'm
would
the
say,
one-
talk to the camera.
No,
No.
I'm the one who least likes the WWE, and I'm probably the one who watched most of it last night because the bar I was at had it on.
At
bar?
Nakaba. No, how can we call that a
You're
bar?
giving it- it's
But that's not a bar.
Was there booze there?
No.
It
It's
is-
Kava and Kratom.
The who and what?
Right.
Who?
Exactly.
Right.
Do I know those guys?
Dead in that place.
Do I know those guys?
Whatever it means.
It's
That's
these
what they
roots.
serve.
It's
They're
these
Irving Rooney.
Was it
roots.
some vegan shit? or
And the
something?
roots make you
They do make
feel-
vegan choices.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
I'm
not
not
vegan.
surprised,
Yeah.
huh?
I did not have vegan options.
I'm not saying you
But
did.
don't they give you a semi-euphoric feeling? Some of
You
the root
supposedly it
juice?
did not does not do
Euphoric
anything.
It numbs
feeling.
the hell out of your mouth. One of
It
them,
numbs your mouth.
Yeah,
That's
one of them-
Kava.
Cut
yeah,
the top of your
the
heads
kava.
off with that.
and
angle.
it looks and tastes like muddy water.
That's
You
what I
cut the
really
top
want to
of
drink.
your
Muddy
head.
I know,
water.
I
It really
did.
does taste like
Wait,
that.
do we need to be perfect?
Why would I want to drink
Tiny
that?
bit.
Because
How's
it's supposed
this?
to make you
Let's-
feel
You cut
afterwards.
your heads
Let's do
Like euphoric and
a cross
peaceful.
dissolve.
No. No, I don't want
Watch
muddy water.
this.
I'm
Joy,
watching-
we're discussing
Oh.
Kava here. You have
We are.
some insight into this.
What's the
Drew
other word?
doesn't
Kava
understand.
and what?
Kratom.
You've never heard of it.
I haven't.
No, because you're not
This
classy
sounds
like
like
us.
a new tag
No,
team.
it's the
It sounds like somebody coming up from NXT.
it's the upbeat, classy.
No, what do you mean, like
Whoa!
trendy? Like that hipster
No.
stuff, right?
It's like
No.
hipster stuff.
No, I'm
It
all
can
set.
be, I
like college
guess.
kids with their laptops out like Starbucks. Is that what it's
Mhm.
like? Everybody taking selfies?
No, well,
You
some
order
people. I
online.
mean, there's different people there. There's different
You
people
got that
there
little
for different
kiosk on the
purposes.
table. you order
It's
from?
like Joy's talking crap, but she's gonna walk in there.
I have to go there on a regular
No,
basis.
she walks in and everybody's like, Siobhan!
No,
Siobhan.
I'm not
We heard
that.
you talking
No.
about it.
No, there is a friend of ours though that is a regular to that extent.
They're like, we're going to pay my rent now. Okay, come on in.
No, I've honestly I don't enjoy it, and I don't spend very
What
much
are you
money
drinking?
there.
That's what I was
there.
gonna say. Like when you, because I've been there
What
one
are you
time.
doing there?
I've
I
been there.
visit with some friends.
Yeah, no,
There's some of my
a
friends
friend of ours-
hanging
Yeah,
out.
they like to go there because it is. You know what? How
It's
how
really
about this?
It's a nice casual
There's not a ton of
environment.
drunks
You going
in
there
there
tonight?
No, I'm
Your
going.
birthday?
No. I was there last night.
You don't want to get created up.
What? It stays
That's
your what? Your
Kratom,
birthday?
right?
Well, let me just say that it is a nice environment. It's very quiet. It's kind of
Earthy.
peaceful.
You
Earthy?
color.
They have
Earthy.
great.
So they got plants and stuff?
Earthy. The brown muddy water. They drink the Mississippi.
Did she explain
I'm
to Joy?
done.
No,
That's
no,
all.
no,
No,
you guys
I'm
can go
sorry.
check it out and find
I'm
out
shutting
yourself.
my mic off. My mic's off.
There, come on, tell us.
So you can go there. They have Reiki on Sunday nights. I've never done Reiki, but our friend does. You can go there and try their beverages. They have all different kinds. They're like juices and teas. And then they make some that are more like iced coffee type things, which is what I usually drink, is one or two of those. But it's a root, and it does have effects on your body and makes you feel certain ways. And
I see.
for some people, the first time they have it, they get very sick because their body is not used to
At
it.
the restaurant?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm not.
What kind of place is this? Is
I'm
this
gonna
the new
pa- I'm gonna
thing?
pass
The
on that.
restaurants get sick?
I'm gonna pass on that.
So, but These herbs, roots actually,
I'm gonna
are
pass it on now.
used for a lot of people who are heroin addicts who are trying to kick
Yeah.
the habit, and it helps them. So there's a lot of people who are in recovery.
Like herbs and different things that do help you naturally.
Uh-huh.
So it is you just don't want to drink too much of
Wow.
the stuff, like the
You got
kava
two
stuff.
screens in one. Look
If
at
you like it, did you see that? The picture in
saw that.
picture?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
picture.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
You
right
see
now.
what's I mean,
Okay,
you guys are
you guys realize that the people on the news don't look at the monitor and go, "Oh, look at us on the monitor! So cool!"
See
They
what I'm
probably
doing?
Yes,
Do you all see what I'm doing here?
Probably all used to
Listen,
it.
listen to me.
Exactly.
They do.
We're
Be
not.
professional, people.
They
Be
do.
This is why we went
professional.
to school.
Trust me, they do. They do.
Not on the air.
Not in here, but they do. Oh, do you think we have to?
Yeah, they don't do that on the air.
Okay.
Why don't you
Oh my
swap it out
gosh.
there? Put you guys in the little box.
Hold
Put
on.
us in the big
I'm going to. I'm getting there. Go to sports.
Yes,
Let me
tell
do
us
this.
about sports so I can talk about the Achilles. cat.
Since we were off last week, we didn't really get
Yes.
to talk about it.
No,
we
we
can't
didn't.
talk about Money in the Bank
No,
either.
no, we're not.
No,
We're
we're
talking
not. All of
about
us
other
watched
sports,
it.
Not sports
No, we're
entertainment.
talking about that. We're talking about something else.
NHL finals wrapped up. The NBA finals wrapped up. Let's talk about the NHL first. real
Okay.
quick.
Uh,
Washington Capitals get it done in 5 games. You could call it a sweep
yes,
because Vegas
you
won
can
the
call
first
it
game.
that, but I thought that was a well fought series, and it seems
it-
hard in the sweep.
No, it seemed like Washington played really well, and
Well,
Vegas,
yes.
Vegas underestimated it. They were going with that history, nostalgia, and all that stuff.
Well, they were a little
and
over
it
it, yeah.
came. It kind of interfered with the way that they carry out their games and the way they do business.
The first 2 games,
Um,
they should have won the second game, but
They could have won any of those games.
Yeah.
They were in every one of those games except for one, game
Mhm.
3 in Washington, where it was like 6-2.
you're not going.
There's
You're not
gonna be
going.
one, there's one blowout, but everything else was close.
Mm-hmm.
And they had every chance to get back into it and make that
Mhm.
series at least 6 or 7 games. I called Vegas in 7 like a long time ago,
Mhm.
and obviously I was wrong. But
It's okay.
You were close though.
No, it wasn't. Well,
It
it
was a
didn't
good
feel like it.
series.
It didn't feel like it because the Vegas only won 1 game, and even in that game they had to play from behind because
Yeah, they did.
Alexander Ovechkin scored within the first minute and a half of the game.
And their fourth lines would score twice.
And well, it's the fourth line. It was the defense because Smith
Right.
Pelly scored the game winner with the one that tied in game 5 in the 3rd
Mhm.
period because they were down by a goal.
Mhm.
So the defense showed up and the defense started scoring goals.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
So congratulations to the Washington Capitals on this Stanley. First one in franchise history.
40 years, man.
Alexander Ovechkin's very, very excited. He did many, many things with the Stanley Cup following the the victory.
Does he stay or does he leave?
Who?
Ovechkin.
Oh, he's going to stay.
Okay.
But unfortunately, though, their manager Barry Trotz, or head coach rather, position. I haven't read the article yet because it's basically still breaking
Mhm.
right now. But I think he was leaving either way.
Okay.
So he left on the most possible highest note that you could possibly leave
Oh,
on.
yeah. Yeah.
So again, congratulations to the Capitals.
Much respect.
Getting it done.
That's how you do it.
And let's go Devils and Panthers coming in October. That's it.
Yes.
So the NBA, the soap opera continues with Golden State
Mhm.
and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mhm.
Golden State swept them right out of the building, in my opinion. You know,
Yes.
I was actually looking forward to a series, which we didn't.
Well, you didn't get that because Boston nor Houston
wait,
played.
Here's the deal, right? Cleveland could have stole game 1 if J.R. Smith knew what he was supposed to be doing in that situation. And when I hearken back to situational awareness,
Yes.
when you get the ball, if you get the ball, what do you do with it? You know in your head what you're going to do.
Well,
In baseball, if you're the shortstop and there's a run around first and you got a ground ball, you know in your head you're flipping a second if you have
Right.
time, right? You already know if you get the ball. J.R. Smith's under the net with 7 seconds to go. The game's tied.
It's he was staying on free throw.
He was under
Yeah, it was a free throw.
He was under the impression that they were tied or that they were leading by 1
Mhm.
because he got the ball on a rebound and dribbled it around. He dribbled it out of the box.
Right.
When he could have just maybe fired up a layup, chances are it would have gone in, because he was right under the rim.
Right.
And of course, there were a bunch of people around him, but he had the ball
Mm-hmm.
and he had the wherewithal to move around with it. You could have fired it up on the glass, try to get it in,
Uh-huh.
and steal game 1 because you're absolutely going to have to steal 1, if not 2, on the road to
Right.
keep yourself in the series. So, due to his bonehead play under the rim in game 1,
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland already put themselves in a hole. LeBron was super upset, and from what I understand, he punched a wall following game one and broke his hand.
Right.
So he played the next 3 games with a busted hand.
And that's his fault.
But you saw him doing push-ups in the back. So what's going on with the injury? Not like I expect you to know the answer, but what's going on with his injury? 4 minutes to go in game 4. They're down by about 12 points. He pulls himself out of the game, checks himself out. Tyronn wasn't going to pull him out of the game. He pulled himself out of the game and quit. Up and quit.
He does that.
He didn't take his jersey off like he did in one of the other series. I don't know how many years ago, back when he was with Cleveland, before he left Miami. So all these things going on. You knew Golden State was coming fully loaded. Everybody was healthy. And they had a game plan that was just going to be lights out. Game 3 was the only game I think Cleveland had a chance to win a game, a cleanly win.
Yeah,
and they
they're at home.
Because when game 1 went into overtime, LeBron again didn't show up. They gave up 10 or 11 points in overtime.
Yes.
Usually when you win an overtime game, it's by 2 or 3 points. This one was by, I think, 10 or 11 or 12 points in overtime.
Dude, when he turns it off and goes home, he goes home. That team had no support. There was no support in that team.
What's so funny, Joy?
She's writing stuff on her.
Oh, wait.
They're making subtitles.
She's making, yeah.
It says ball control with Chris Meadow and Jerome.
Wow.
You
I
guys
just
just said
noticed that,
what to do with the ball. I'm just making
She thinks
subtitles.
she's so funny.
Dirty. Dirty.
Great.
It's not that.
You pay attention in one lower thirds class here at CSB. And there you go, with the lower third.
You get one
You
little
guys
homework
were just
assignment.
talking about what to do with the ball. It's ball control, right? I just wanted to write ball control with your name.
You just want to play ball. I understand. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, on to next, guys. Why are you guys worried about what I'm doing? You guys have a
Because you're
segment.
cackling over there.
I'm determined
that's
that
why.
you just not be hosting and you just need to be
Like
doing
really,
it correctly.
like this
See?
begs the question that in that's going around in all the NBA chat rooms and all the blogs all across the world, especially the country. Where does LeBron end up?
Who cares?
Now, I know.
Jail.
It's coming from fans like us.
Eventually.
Sports fans like us, we don't care.
No, I don't.
Because you know he's going to go somewhere and he's going to have this circus of media and people and his
Right.
homies following with him.
If they leave him alone, nobody would care. I don't understand why it's news. He's not going to win everywhere he goes.
No, I understand that. But again, the question remains, where does he go? He obviously, I think he's not. I don't think he's going to stay in Cleveland. There's 3 or 4 teams I think he's going to go to, and the top of my list, you'd be surprised, Droopy. Sit down. Oh, you're sitting down.
I'm sitting down.
Miami. He's going to come back.
Yeah, do you
Write it
guys
down,
think
right
that?
now, write it down.
I think there is an opportunity.
He was here after the finals.
There's an opportunity.
He was here. He went to lunch with Wade and Haslam.
Yeah, well, they're close.
I know, and I'm sure they talked about their golf
And I
clubs
think-
and their
and I
riding
think-
mowers and everything else.
I think if I was Wade, this would be my last year. Only because you want to walk away from the game. You don't want to be carried out. And eventually his knees are going to go. And so I know Haslam's talking about leaving. And Haslam's played his entire career here. So I doubt he would stay for them. But I think it's at a point where you got to know when to quit.
I don't think it's about quitting, dude, because there's a lot left in his career, barring a major injury.
But you don't want to wait until that
But
point.
is there? I mean, what left does he have to prove? Does there?
That's what I'm saying.
You just pad what he's got.
Who are you talking about, LeBron or are you talking about Wade?
LeBron.
LeBron.
Wade can do whatever he wants. They named a county after him. They named a street after him, and whatever. He's done a lot for the community. He's a great guy. Why he up and left? Because Pat Riley wouldn't give him the $2 million. Like he really needed the $2 million. So now he's got this blemish on his record that he went to Chicago, then Cleveland, then back to Miami, all in the same season for no reason. Because he left as a free agent, so they didn't get anything for him, but they had to trade to get him back. So they had to either pay money to Chicago or Cleveland or do some kind of trade between the 3 teams. So they had to give up something to get him when they just let him go. And if you're going to sweat $2 million, Mr. Pat Riley, to all the money that your organization has, you got to be kidding me. Because now this screwed up even though he wanted to go home to his home native Chicago and everything, he hurt his elbow there. He was ineffective. He went to Cleveland, ineffective. Now he's back in Miami where they didn't need him, but he put up some. Hi, Julian. But he put up some numbers while he was here, and I think he's going to play out maybe another season. or two. So
Right,
why
right.
wouldn't LeBron come back with his old buddies, him and Haslam and everybody else?
To me, it doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but I'm asking you as a broadcaster, as a journalist, not as a fan, because I know you don't care. I don't care either. But for the sake of the sports segment, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
Come on, man.
I know.
I even got this nice little lower third down here. Look, what's next for LeBron?
Oh, I thought he would end up. I honestly thought he'd end up in LA. I don't think he'd end up here.
What gives
Kobe
you?
doesn't want him over there.
Kobe may not want him, but Kobe he's
Kobe
not
still
playing.
gets to make decisions over there.
I think Ball wants him over there.
Screw Lonzo Ball. What's he done? Bad bunch of morons.
They're running LA right now, so I'd say Ball's gonna. I think he's gonna end up in there.
A bunch of balls, all of them.
Yeah. Can we have ball control back pick up left third?
Here, hold on. Watch this.
Here it comes.
Look at that. Ball control with Chris Metal and Drew. Do you see it?
It'll come in a second. It'll update. So I think that's what's gonna. I think it's gonna end up in LA.
Well, again,
I could even change the colors and all
But
kinds
if
of
you're
stuff.
talking about for a ring, I think he. I don't know. You know what the unknown quantity is where Leonard goes, where Kawhi Leonard ends up, because wherever he ends up,
that's a completely different.
but wherever he ends
discussion.
up, wherever he ends up, LeBron's not going to be there.
Well, not
So if he ends up in LA, he's not going to be in LA.
I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. He could go anywhere. It would be really cool to see him go to Boston, which I don't think he's going to. But being a Celtics follower / fan, I think I'd like to see him go over there. Do they need him? Not necessarily, but he's a very good defender.
I really wanted Boston to beat the Cavs and get into the finals.
Who didn't?
I really wanted to. I thought you guys had it. I thought they had it.
You guys, I don't play for them.
Well,
if
you
I
know.
did, we'd have them.
Well, okay.
We'd have won, swept them.
I think it would have been interesting to see how they played out.
World Cup.
World Cup. It's been exciting so far. You're talking about the big success so far is Mexico over Germany, which led to our little mini.
That was the best game so far of the season.
It's good. It's really good. It's so hopefully.
Who are you rooting for?
Who's been? Yeah, I mean, have you guys been
I'm
religiously
not-
watching last
Yes.
year? I mean,
Not
not
religiously
last year.
yet.
Last time I watched it,
I watched
Not religiously yet.
I watched 2 games yesterday and 3 games the day before. But with the time change, you can only see 3 games, but they play like 4 games, something like that. So you can only see like 3 or 4 games.
But are you pulling for any country in particular?
Yes.
Because I live in my house with my wife, I picked for Colombia. But,
Good answer, bro.
thank you.
Good answer.
But I'm not necessarily following one team over another.
Chris?
I'm just looking for good games.
I'm going with Mexico. I said it from the beginning. I'm also following England because I got a lot of friends who are from
They
England.
won. They won today.
Yes, I'm sure they're still drinking right now.
Yep, 2-1.
But I said it from the beginning. I said Mexico's going to be my dark horse to win. At least get to get to the finals. Whether they win depends on who they're going to play. But Germany still looks good, even though their defenders fell asleep on that goal. That guy just kind of.
Why did he stop playing? Why did he stop moving?
He just Fred stared him. The guy from Mexico. He just did some fancy.
He went
footwork
right around him.
and then he blasted.
Shot
I don't
to
know
the
how
point.
fast you can kick a ball.
Yeah, he did.
But he did it with pinpoint accuracy, and had he been a picosecond later,
or even a little higher.
that guy's foot was coming in from Germany, that would have thrown the whole playoff. So he got it off the last possible second, and that goalie was just, it's like what just flew by. What happened?
Did you see that?
And that was it. That's all they needed because their defense is stellar, and I think it rocked Germany. It really did. It put them on their heels the rest of the game. Julian, you go find something to do, my friend. Thank you. Oh, he listened, at least for the moment.
Yeah.
Um,
he didn't call your name.
He has a
Not
babysitter
yet.
this week, which
He does? You brought
Yes.
a babysitter?
Yeah, my cousin's here watching.
Nice. All right, cool beans.
So
yeah.
go ahead.
I know. I look forward to seeing more games and seeing more surprises from all these teams.
Well,
because the opening day for most of these teams didn't go as planned. So
you can say
you're
that
going to
again.
see some defensive adjustments. You're going to see new things like Tunisia's goalie, his goalkeeper, the goalkeeper went down in the first 12 minutes today.
Ooh,
He made a dive to the right and landed wrong on one of his shoulders,
okay.
and he never recovered. And they took him out, and that's if his shoulder in fact is dislocated, it's going to be a very long time before he gets to come back. So that backup goalie is going to get a lot of work.
Well, just little kitty, he's not coming back.
No, he's not. That's what I'm trying to say. I just
Yeah.
tried to word it eloquently. But yeah, he unfortunately for him, that game was exciting. I watched the first half before I got here. The Brazil-Switzerland game was fabulous. It was absolutely was really, really good.
Yeah, I caught the beginning of that one.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Colombia and Japan.
And the who?
The Japanese.
Oh.
Who just had that earthquake.
Yes.
So a couple weeks ago, I told you about Achilles the cat who lives in the Hermitage Museum in Russia and was going through extensive training to pick.
Extensive training.
It's true. To pick the winners
Extensive
of
training.
these football, these soccer, well, in parts of the world, they do call it football matches. And started with predicting Russia beating Saudi Arabia in the opening game. And Achilles was correct. Ding, ding, ding. However, my
Russia against Saudi Arabia. I think the blind cat could have picked it.
oh, well, he's deaf.
Okay. Then we got halfway there.
But Achilles predicted Tunisia to win over England. How did that turn out?
I just told you.
Wrong, I know. And then he also predicted Germany over Mexico, and he's wrong. Where's another one? Morocco over Portugal. We couldn't find this game, so I don't even think that was a real matchup.
No, it wasn't.
Panama over Belgium. Do we know the outcome of this game?
Yes.
Belgium
rolled 3-0.
So once again, wrong. I am not impressed with Achilles. At least Achilles is cute. At
Who's
least
the owner of Achilles? And what is
it's
which
the
country does
Hermitage Museum cat. He lives in Russia.
in the museum?
Yes.
Russia. There you go.
Is he a stray cat?
I think so. I think he just
he
kind
lives
of
out the back door.
he just kind of came to live at the Hermitage Museum, and over the years has become like a mascot for the museum. And children who go on tours can meet Achilles. And last year, whatever soccer thing they were having last year, they decided to put him to work in predicting the winners of those games. And so that they've been training him throughout the last year to be better predictor, and I guess it hasn't really worked. Have we seen the Australia and France game?
France
won that.
France actually pulled out a shot.
Once again, Achilles was wrong.
Well, I mean, at least, none of us here at Now Trending gambled on this World Cup based on
Achilles,
Achilles predictions, because they should bring this guy over here to the National Weather Service, and we got hurricane season. Let's see what's coming.
Oh no.
Oh, is it too soon?
We ain't
Poor
got time.
kitty.
Wonder what they're gonna do with the cat when all is said.
Cook 'em.
Somebody, I'm sure somebody
Cook 'em.
somebody
Cook 'em.
really had
No.
Cook 'em.
trust or belief
Cook 'em.
They
in
got Chinese restaurants
in this
Russia?
cat's predictions.
They
Again,
do
how
now.
did the cat make the predictions?
They put 2 bowls of food in front of the cat
God.
with flags for representing each country, and whichever bowl the cat chooses to eat from is the winner
Got
that
to
they're
be
predicting.
kidding me.
Same food.
Yes. But we all know the octopus. He had a much better rate of accuracy.
And where's Paul now?
He's dead.
Okay. Rest my case.
Paul was kind of a hero, though. He was from Germany.
He was,
Sweden
he was tasty.
Sweden 1-0 victory over South Korea today on a penalty kick.
I don't see Achilles' prediction for that one.
He
I'd
wasn't
have
in
to
the
search.
bathroom.
He was in the
All that
litter
food,
box. In litter-
But I found the press center for the soccer games, and yes, it's very fun. We should still follow Achilles. Like I said, at least he's cute.
No. He must be removed.
God.
Aw.
That's all I got.
And we'll have
Drew,
you.
do you have any animals?
No. Yes, I have 2 of them.
Oh.
One's 13, one's 7.
No, both on summer vacation.
But does anyone
It's
ever
always
ask
different.
for a pet in the house?
Yes. But no one wants to do whatever needs to get done to get a pet. So
What kind of pets have we asked for so far?
well,
have we been asked
We asked
up?
for a cat, and the cat would be nice because the cat is a little more self-sufficient.
Right.
However, my wife's allergic to cats.
Get
So
one of those naked cats.
Absolutely not.
Those
So
Things are so
crazy.
ugly.
Hard
Do they
looking-
think? Do
Exactly.
they smell? They look like they
they look like
smell.
they taste great though, but
They don't look like they're very cuddly.
no, they don't look
Like
I
they
wouldn't
look
wanna
like they
touch it.
smell.
I
They
wouldn't-
look like they smell.
nasty.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they had like a funky
Smell
smell.
like sweat.
You know,
Yeah.
like body
Yes.
part smell.
So that
Sour body parts.
Oh, poor little
Ew.
cats.
yeah,
I
can
remember
make
the
a
one on
comment.
Friends was not nice. That's my impression of them.
Can make a comment, but I won't. Okay.
So-
Then that was withdrawn. A lizard was requested. I'm sorry, a gecko was requested.
Just go all outside and
Wait.
pick one up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gecko. Yeah. Do you allow lizards in the house?
Do I allow them? No.
Like when you see a lizard in the house? See, that's South Florida.
Oh,
Okay.
if they're in the house already, they're not. There's nothing I can do about it. I'll let them go.
You got to put them to
The-
work. Get the
they-
bugs.
kill the bugs.
Right.
Thank you. That's a South Florida.
What?
What?
I don't
No.
hear any fire alarm.
Come say fire alarm real fast in here so everybody knows because we're on Facebook Live and I've got
And
this
how it-
whole setup,
How it didn't go
I've
off
got
in here.
Yeah.
different cameras,
We'd all die back here.
and no alarm
We
went
can't
off.
open the windows
Really?
either.
Let me go check again. It's outside. It's raining outside.
All
Okay.
right.
Are there people outside?
Maybe it's another building.
Great.
So,
How about we go to a break and do a fire drill?
How about we go
Tomorrow's
break?
World Cup matchups include Colombia versus Japan at 8 a.m. Eastern,
8 a.m. I like
Poland versus Senegal at 11 a.m. Eastern,
Nah, I can
and
do
then
it.
Russia versus Egypt at 2 o'clock p.m. All of them are going to be on Fox.
2:00 p.m.
I wonder how much
Okay.
Russia's going to win.
Well,
by.
I watched.
We guys, let's go off for a fire alarm.
Okay, I guess
We'll
we're
go
going
take
for
a
fire
break. We'll
Okay.
be back.
So we'll take a
Okay.
break.
Yeah, sure.
Let me
why
play this
not?
commercial though real fast. Watch this.
Stop this on YouTube. Topping the box office this weekend, number 3.
What's the difference between Episcopalian and Lutheran?
Episcopalians don't eat fish.
That's pescatarian. That's not a religion.
They're all fanatics. I don't know.
Tag with 14.6 million. Number 2.
$16.5 million in each of your bank accounts 5 weeks from now.
That's a lot.
Ocean's 8 with 19.5 million and 79 million overall. And number 1.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math.
Incredibles 2 with 180 million. Opening this week.
These creatures were here before us. And if we're not careful, they're gonna be hereafter.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. When the island's dormant volcano begins roaring to life, Owen and Claire mount a campaign to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from this extinction-level event. Starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Justice Smith.
Is this your first job? I've never killed a man. If that's what you mean. It's not as hard as you might think.
The Catcher Was a Spy. A Major League Baseball player, Mo Berg, lives a double life working for the Office of Strategic Services. Starring Paul Rudd, Paul Giamatti, and Sienna Miller. Topping the box office this weekend, number 3.
What's the difference between
Are we live on the mic?
Yeah, we're
And
back.
we're back.
We're
Now
live.
Trending live. We're live. We're live. We're even split screen. Do you guys see what's going on there?
No, it's still.
No,
it's still
I'm not.
video
Yeah,
edited.
it's your no.
I'm sorry, my screen's on the screen.
Which screen?
The,
So we're back. We took a fire break. We took what we thought was
False
a fire
alarm.
break, but turned out to be the neighbor's more than likely security alarm.
Security.
And it
Yeah,
says
you
it right
know-
on their door, protected by ADT. We guess so.
Security.
That was a really loud alarm, though, and
We didn't hear it back here though, so we would have been
That's the
screwed.
thing
That
is,
have been a real
if
alarm.
it's a fire alarm, we would have heard it back here, I think.
Yeah, because the light's right there.
Yeah, exactly. So,
we did, but we all went running out there. The kids, we
Oh my-
followed the children's lead
the children were taking it very, very seriously, which is good. Which is a good lesson.
because we just sat here like, are you for real?
We're the last-
There
we're
was
the
no
last
sense
ones
of
out.
urgency.
My
Meanwhile,
thought was, let me see flames or smell smoke, and then,
thanks, Siobhan.
Is that burnt flesh?
and then I'll do something.
I don't know, but Isaac had the kids and was out the door. And meanwhile, we're all still up here. And didn't even think to call 911.
Well, I think if it's the fire
What's the
alarm, it
number?
automatically connects to the.
Yeah, what's the number to 911?
Aren't they
It's
right,
one of my
across-
favorite
aren't they right
clips.
there next to the street?
Married with Children, right?
Yes, that.
Even
yes, they
the
are,
Little
right,
Rascals
right.
also.
Oh, okay. I remember Kelly did on Married with Children.
Uh,
Al said, "Why don't you call 911?" She's like, "I couldn't remember the number."
but in Little Rascals, the movie, he
I didn't see the Little Rascals movie.
oh my, Chris,
Oh my Chris,
you just need to.
what?
If there was a reset button on life,
No.
you would just
I
need to
still
hit
wouldn't push it.
it. No,
It'd be that shiny red button you just want to push, but you can't. No, I wouldn't.
So, Drew, you saw the number one
Yes.
movie this weekend.
I saw the
you
number
were part
one
of
movie this
the
weekend.
$180 million.
I was part of the $180 million.
First of
Waste.
all,
What movie was it?
how
The-
was it?
The Incredibles 2.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah.
It picked up exactly where the first one left off.
Aha.
Literally the same exact thing there it was.
It set a box office record, you know.
It's the
For
biggest animated movie.
Biggest opening week for an
For an
animated
animated
movie.
movie.
bigger than Toy Story
Yep.
Yep.
and Shrek.
The biggest one was Dory. Was the biggest one.
hmm
That's ridiculous.
Hey, should have gone.
Well, you can still see it. But did you
You
have
have?
we already talked about this before the
Yes,
show,
we did.
but did you see any warnings for seizures?
No, I did not. I
Did
didn't
you
find
have
out-
a seizure?
No, I did not. I actually fell asleep, but that's a different story.
What? That's
Catch a
not
nap
the
when
way
you
to
can,
sell
right?
it.
Exactly. Yeah, old people.
Yep.
No, I didn't find out about the warning until like 2 days later
like how did you find out about the warning?
in the
though?
news.
Okay, well, let me
literally at
tell.
work.
Yeah, let me tell people what this warning
Do tell.
is. Some of the theaters are carrying warnings because the Pixar movie hit theaters in the United States on Friday over the weekend. Several fans who saw the flick posted on Twitter that there were some scenes containing flashing lights that can be concerning for people with photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Apparently, now I haven't seen the movie, but Drew has. There
Yes.
are one scene or multiple scenes where there's a lot of flashing lights.
Yes.
And okay, I mean, we've heard this happening before. Where,
Yes.
but it only really this disorder really only affects 3% of people with epilepsy. So it's a very small percent of the population. But I guess you have to cover
careful.
your ass.
You can say that word. You can say that word.
Today you could say it.
Okay, well,
Not
you
just
say
today, but forever.
COA. Yes.
Let it out.
COA?
Cover
Cover your
Cover
your ass.
I thought you said your. I was going to say
or
it's spelled
both.
with a
Either
Y.
way. Either way.
Then it changes the acronym.
COA.
It changed the acronym though significantly.
Either way.
Okay, better.
Yes. So I'm just curious to know if you noticed it, if you
Nah,
thought about it.
I don't
affect
because
you?
those don't affect me, so I don't look for it. So they may well said it, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Got it. So that's it. But anyway,
Mhm.
small
It
person
was
of
a
the
really good movie.
population would be
It was definitely a
affected.
good movie.
And it's still a good movie, even without seizures.
Yeah, Caesar's make it great. They told the story a little. They kind of flipped it a little bit from the first movie to where now the mother is the breadwinner kind of thing, and it goes from there.
I forgot that Craig T. Nelson did the voice of the
Yes,
father. I
still
forgot
does.
about that though.
Oh,
He's
boy, do
still
I miss
alive.
Coach.
I love him. I love him. Wasn't that a good show,
I
Coach?
started
I love
watching it
him.
on Netflix, and I think they canned it. I think they got rid of it. I
Well,
believe.
eventually it runs out the.
That's another one that's on Antenna TV if you really need to see it.
It's not like a need.
Is Antenna TV a network on cable or something?
No, it's not. It's a basic
Channel?
channel, but it plays all
Is it like
old
Decades?
shows. No, it's better than Decades.
Okay.
It's more like I forget what the other one is. That I watch, but it
TV Land,
no, it has a lot of old shows.
Nickelodeon.
Stop! It's not any of those. It's channel 23.4 on my TV.
Oh, okay.
On your Apple TV?
No, on my regular basic cable.
When does TV have
antenna.
23.4?
They all have a point now that they're HD satellite channels. Do you
Rainbow.
not watch TV?
Well, the radio does that now too. Now lots of the radio stations have like 103.5, and then it's like 103.5, and then now
But they've
like
always had that.
103 with an HD setting.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Oh.
You're right about that.
That's new. They never had we never had two of the same stations. Like you have Power 96, 96.5, and let's say their HD version is 96.6. So you can listen to them in HD. Or even like
What's
the
the-
beach. The beach is like what 102.7, and you can go to 102.9. 102.9 is the beach, but it's broadcasted HD and high
Rainbow.
definition.
Rainbow. I understand.
Did you know that?
Well, now
We
I
didn't
know.
have that. That's
and
new.
no, talked
The
about
other channel
It's
I'm thinking
new.
of is called Laugh, LAFF. So it's
Okay.
Laugh and Antenna TV. They both play old shows. For instance, Laugh currently is showing the Drew Carey show, and
That was a good show.
Love it.
and Antenna TV is currently showing Webster.
Wow.
So those are some
Now,
flashbacks.
what's the format? Like you have to tune in at a certain time, or can you do like Netflix and start with season 1, episode
No,
1?
this is regular TV
Oh,
that you
okay,
watch
so-
plugged into the wall with a little antenna.
Okay.
It's the free
You're
version
not
that
gonna
I
play
have.
that version, are you?
No.
Okay.
So, but yes, Chris, Antenna TV, I think you would like. They have a lot of these old shows that you've been mentioning. That
You know what I
wanna see.
miss
Or
as
you
far
have
as
to
old
watch
shows go?
commercials.
Would be like those old cop shows, like Mannix.
Oh, my
Cannon,
dad loves
and those
those.
like that. Those old school
Oh.
crime, cop drama shows.
They're bringing one of them back though. I mean, they're bringing back. You know, like how they have Hawaii 5-0 back now,
Right, yeah.
but they're bringing back another big one.
But those shows are on decades that
The
you
old,
mentioned.
exactly. The old ones are just exciting. They really
It-
are.
Magnum PI is what you're talking about.
Yeah, Magnum PI. Yeah, I
Sell
wonder
it
who they're
gonna
gonna
be
have.
it?
Huh?
I don't
Sell it
think
gonna
so.
be
No. Mm-mm.
And
You're gonna have
Cozy,
mustache.
Cozy TV also plays a lot of
Yes.
those shows. Right now, if
Are these
you're
on-
wondering,
are these on
Cozy,
Uverse?
Cozy is airing Little House on the Prairie right
Are
now.
these? That's so funny. Are these channels available on Uverse?
I don't know.
Or are they-
I don't pay for
are they
cable.
Hulu
What are they
type
called
formats?
again?
Cozy TV, Laugh, and
KOZY.
Antenna.
Antenna, like
COs, yeah.
antenna, maybe. There's one of them that's on Uverse. Kind of like Boom. What is the one like? Okay, we're on
TV Land.
TV Land. Yeah.
T-Land, Boomerang.
You know, when TV Land first came out,
The
it was
Boomerang plays
awesome.
mostly cartoons, so.
See, if you had Apple
Not at
TV,
night, though.
you
At
could
night's
just
different.
speak.
The vocal interface, I don't understand.
It's Siri, just like on your tablet or your phone.
So could I get a Samsung TV and talk to it like this?
What am I talking
Because
about?
The same
Samsung
results?
TV,
I mean, the same
no.
results?
Am I talking to the remote? I'm talking to the remote, right?
I have two TVs in my house that are Samsung, but it's not the same.
No, Apple TV is a little box that you buy to plug into your TV.
Does Samsung make a similar yet probably more competitive type
Google,
of
Alexa, I don't know. Well, I don't
Google,
know.
maybe.
Oh, God, I hope not.
I don't know. Get Apple TV. You don't have to be an Apple fan.
Because you'd have to
like
explain to
Apple TV.
Alexa why you want to watch those shows and everything. Just like, you know, a wife and girlfriend.
I'm into,
Why do you want to watch those shows?
I'm into Michael Landon.
I would have it on my Netflix queue, man. I got it on there, man.
Joy, do you have an odd story for us?
I have
How about
medals. I
since
have
it's your
medals
birthday,
minute.
you started? Oh, we didn't do a medals minute
Oh, we can
today.
do that after whatever you're gonna do.
No, you know what? Let's do
Yeah.
Why don't you start us off with an odd news story? Let's do odd news, and then you're gonna close it out with medals minute.
Close it out.
Yeah, we're
All
like
right.
we have.
Where do
10
you?
minutes
We want
left.
to do some cards? Bad people
We
too.
got more time because of our stupid fire drill.
Right. Well, I'm saying that. Yeah, but we're still gonna have 10 minutes until.
Let's roll.
I have cameras
This
and
is
transitions
do a
going.
live
riveting
show shoot.
radio.
Look,
guys.
bad people. Go
Well-
for it, Siobhan.
Well, thanks, Tommy.
It's radio. It's TV. It's anything goes today.
Go, let's do it.
And knowing is half the battle.
I really hope. If not, I really hope that's getting into the Facebook.
Let's go. Time's ticking.
Okay, so check
TikTok,
your
TikTok.
attics for priceless antiques. An 18th century Chinese vase was found in a shoebox in an attic in France, and it sold for 16.2 million euros or 19 million US dollars.
Damn.
At an auction in Paris last
Are
Tuesday.
you serious?
The price was more than 20 times the estimate of 500 to 700,000 euros. Auctioneers Sotheby's had put on the item. It was the highest price reached for a
Stinky.
single item sold by Sotheby's in France.
Are you serious?
The vase spent some of its life stashed in an attic with other items that formed part of an inheritance. A French family retrieved the vase and brought it to the auctioneer. The auctioneer says this person took the train, then the metro, and walked on foot through the doors of Sotheby's and into my office with the vase in a shoebox protected by newspaper. When she put the box on my desk and opened it, we were all stunned by the beauty of the piece. It is a 30-centimeter bulb-shaped vase painted in shades of green, blue, yellow, and purple, and it was described as an exceptionally well-preserved porcelain vessel made for an emperor of the Qing dynasty. It depicts deer, birds, and other animals in the woods and includes gold embroidery around the neck. The vase bears a mark of the Qianlong emperor who ruled China from 1736 to 1796. They knew it had some value, but nothing like this. So the auction lasted only 20 minutes, a long time by usual standards for such sales, with multiple bidders battling for the prize. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. The buyer was Asian, but the firm did not wish to reveal the name or nationality, so maybe they are descended from this particular emperor. Who knows?
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
So that's that. Check your attics for priceless antiques.
From the National Child Safety Council. That's what it said at the bottom.
Joy, did you have something you wanted to share?
I did. Did you guys see the video over the weekend? See, if I was more prepared, I'd have the video, which could play on Facebook Live as
We'll
I read
get
the
there,
story.
Joy.
However, if everybody looks, so it says odd news with Joy C and Siobhan, no last name. Do you guys see it?
I see it. Nope.
I had to. I'm sorry.
And then you can put my website, which includes my last name.
Yes, there. See? But I don't know if you guys saw the story. But firefighters broke window out of a car.
Broke windows?
No, broke a window of a
Oh.
car blocking a fire hydrant over the weekend. It happened over in Hamilton Township, New Jersey. Firefighters had to break the windows and run a hose through a car that was blocking a fire hydrant in New Jersey. Firefighters arrived on the scene of a house fire early Thursday in Hamilton Township, but they found the car parked in front of the hydrant. A picture posted on the Hamilton Township Professional Firefighters Facebook page shows they punched out the windows and threaded the hose through the car. They had the fire under control quickly and no one was injured.
I feel like I've heard this story before in New York and New Jersey.
I mean, they've got to do what they've got to do. We've never
Exactly.
seen it, but it made the news all
Now,
weekend.
does that waterlog the entire inside of the car?
No, they're just putting the hose through
They
it.
did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they
thought it was
broke the
like-
windows
you know.
and
But if
pushed
the
the hose through.
Right. Okay.
but if the water is dripping out of the hose,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
coming out
And
of
it
the
runs-
hydrant and
right, and comes back,
Yeah.
it could literally drip into the car.
They should
Right.
definitely have that feature available.
We're not supposed to park at a hydrant.
That's what
the first
people
rule.
don't get.
Not only do you have to report,
Yeah. That's the first rule they tell you: don't park in front of hydrants.
it's in the handbook. We go to driving.
It
school.
says in the street, "Don't park here."
It's common sense.
But I
Oh,
mean,
too common.
you're from
Yeah,
up
no.
north. People do it all the time and around
Right,
there. 'Cause
ignorant people.
the parking
Yeah.
is at a
They're the
premium.
same one that Trevor Park.
What is the Warwick, Rhode Island?
What
How
about it?
far is that
From what?
where?
from like
Where you're from?
From
15 minutes.
Why?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
because it's
in
just one of the
Warwick?
newest cities on Live PD now.
Oh, she is obsessed with that show too.
That's awesome.
Can we go home with you like one holiday? I
I'm
just
going in August. You're all invited.
say, and we'll go there and see like the life of Chris Metal, and we'll do like
Bring
a
your own beer.
documentary. And we want to meet his friends, like because you've seen his pictures.
I can't see the picture on
Don't
the
you-
screen though.
I
Don't
only
you
want to
think
meet
it'd be-
my metal. I don't want to meet anybody else.
Locked in with you two.
I only want to meet
We're
my
not to
metal.
you yet. We're
Just-
in Odd News with Siobhan, with Joycey and Siobhan, no last name.
You flip it.
And then what's your website? When you give me your website, I'll put it on here.
SiobhanKenyon.com.
Okay.
No last name.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las
And I
puertas.
have to tell you though, I chose that because obviously that's my name, but I would have preferred to just be Siobhan.com. But there's this jeweler in Indiana who has Siobhan.com and they will not give up their website. And their website stinks.
Well, let me just say one thing. One thing.
Yes.
Be happy as a jeweler, not some type of
Yes, I know.
stripper.
Yeah.
Or,
But
you know.
I'm going to visit their website now, and I feel like they haven't updated
Don't give
anything
them any.
on their
Don't give them
website
any hits.
for a very long time.
Like people actually.
Hey, we gotta hit it. It keeps hitting every time of day. It's you.
SiobhanKenyon.com.
Yes, that's
No
it.
last name.
Okay. So is that, did you do a story? Is it my go?
No, but we want to give Chris time for his metal.
Just a minute.
We had a fire alarm. So don't we get 2 more stories
No.
and
We
then he
got
gets
5
to
more.
go?
We got
do that.
5 more
I just
minutes.
was trying to be respectful.
Plus, we started
Okay.
a couple minutes late.
Okay.
We're not
Jesus.
respectful
We could
today.
go to 6:07, which
I'm
would give us
always
11 more minutes.
respectful.
No,
Brian.
today's no respect, no boundaries,
Wait, it's
no
her.
limits.
It's her
No respect
birthday.
for Chris Metal over
Okay,
trying to get
here
the
we
story.
go. Wait, here's my story.
www.
Quiet.
Eh.
A Japanese woman mourned the death of her husband, whom she believed was found dead in a river, only to be stunned a year later when her spouse returned very much alive at her doorstep.
Mhm.
Tokyo police said a body of a man, initially believed to be in his 40s, was discovered in the Edo River
Ito?
somewhere Katsushika Ward in June of last year, 3 days after the woman reported her husband missing. The wife, along with 2 relatives, went to police and positively in quotes, identified the man as a family member. The family cremated the body, and then the man who was assumed to be dead suddenly showed up at the family's home this past May.
Wow.
It is unclear where the Japanese woman's husband has been for the last 11 months.
Mhm.
Tokyo police on Wednesday admitted there was a mix-up, obviously, between 2 missing men, one who was in his 30s and the other, the man in his 30s, and had drowned in the river. Authorities have since confirmed the man's identity to the correct person after matching fingerprints filed in a missing person report. The incident is extremely regrettable. We're determined to prevent a recurrence.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
Something didn't sound. They matched his fingerprints to a missing persons report.
His wife filed the and
Her fingerprints were.
his fingerprints were filed in the missing persons
How do you
report.
do that?
She probably had a set of his fingerprints. Some people take
Some people put their
fingerprints.
fingerprints
When
on file.
you got married, your wife didn't take you down to the police station and get you
No.
fingerprinted?
No,
My
I woke
fingerprints-
up with his ink on my finger, but
Post
no.
office.
But you know what?
You can go to the police station
There's
also.
situations where your fingerprints are on file for different reasons. Mine are on file because I was a teacher. So, you know.
Oh, yeah, you've never applied for a job and they've required you to get fingerprints? I've done that.
No.
So in
Yeah,
those
city jobs,
cases,
stuff
your,
like that.
your fingerprints are on file. So maybe this was a situation like that, or maybe they have something going on in Japan where they fingerprint everybody. I don't know.
Maybe when you get married, you get fingerprinted.
But anyway, his fingerprints are on file. His wife was able to submit them as part of the missing persons report. Why they didn't use those fingerprints to identify the dead body, that's another story. But, again, this body was found 3 days after it went missing. Maybe the body couldn't give good fingerprints. Who knows? The body may have been misidentified because both men were about the same height and age. Bodies that are deemed unrelated to a crime are usually returned to the families only after their visual inspections and without additional tests. My question, I really want to know where this guy's been for 11 months, and I'm sure his wife does too.
Mm-hmm.
I think she wants to know more than you, Siobhan.
No, she's probably really relieved he's home.
Are you serious?
Nah, probably not.
But anyway,
I would have let him in the door.
No,
He walked in the door.
Where's he been for
First of all,
11 months?
first of all, as if I peed on myself, I would have thrown something at him to make sure he was who he was, and call the cops on his behind.
Okay, so real fast, moving on, before we can get over to Metal's minute. The
Maybe
lady,
30 seconds.
the lady who got eaten by the alligator over
Eaten by the alligator?
Consumed.
What
Yes.
else do you want me to say? Consumed by
Let's
the
stop
alligator.
criticizing Joyce
And
Speech.
Dave, is it really that bad? Jesus,
No.
every time.
This is that day where we get to do all the stuff,
But the lady in Davie, who was consumed, drowned because he somewhat consumed her. Her arm
and his
alligators really don't. I mean, delete
She
a
dead
part
already
here
when
and
he
there.
started to consume.
I'm
She
sure he
was
drowned
killed
her.
by an alligator. Let's put it
She's
that
probably
way.
killed by stress of him ripping off her arm, and she bled to death.
Is there a
He
G.I.
dragged her
Joe
under
public
water.
service message for
Okay,
that?
can you tell us about the lady, please? I'm
Yes,
dying to
I
know.
will.
Knowing is half the battle.
Because we're still juveniles. But yes, as we know, it was
She ate an
about
arm.
2 weeks ago. The lady was walking her dogs in Davie, in a park over in Davie, and then was snatched by
Oh
an
my God.
alligator.
Can I please talk about this?
Yes, go
Let her
ahead.
finish her story.
Yes, we'll finish the story because I got.
Oh
like
my
to get to
gosh.
this.
And as we later found out, they did find it. Thank goodness it wasn't a smaller lake at the park. So this way it wasn't like out in the Everglades where they're just out there hunting gators. They kind of confined the one gator in there. There's not like there's a ton of gators in there, but they did go ahead and trap the gator, cut the gator open, and they did find her arm, and then they later found her body. Drew,
Later found out how big was this gator?
12 feet.
Wait, why is this your odd news?
Because it's odd.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a twist coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
The gator stood up and danced.
I would, but I mean, it's not common. It's common for us to have alligators roaming around South Florida. For other people, this is odd because we have alligators that roam around like lizards around here. So it's very common for us. And you don't go messing over near a gator. Go ahead, Drew.
Thank you. Let me start with Metal. Metal, is there lakes or water by where you live at or where you frequent?
Oh yeah,
Is there signs that say beware of snakes?
I've seen them.
Okay, all right. You have not been bit by one. Okay.
Oh,
Anyone
yeah.
else? Anyone else have those things by where you live or frequent?
Like beware of stuff,
Yes,
snakes and stuff.
yes.
No.
Why the hell is this lady walking with dogs, which are considered bait, through the lakes where these alligators are at?
Right, and she was informed. She was her husband told her.
And they
Her
sent letters to
husband told
everybody,
her.
to everyone's house saying, "There are gators, don't go out there."
Yeah, and that was it though. That was the whole point of this story. In this case, like she was warned
She
from her
knew.
husband. She was warned. Her husband even told her, "Don't go to that park."
Well, now she knows.
But how did
Maybe
you-
the husband pushed her in.
She learned her lesson,
But
apparently.
that morning when you guys woke up, we all
And knowing is half the battle.
I don't know. I hope that's getting inside of here, but I don't think it is. But next
Probably
week
not.
I'll get it.
But
I'm half-assing it. Today. At least we're
I hate stupid people. You know, this
Right.
thing's living in.
years, born and raised here.
You know, the things are eating things out here, and you're taking your little snacks with you, and you get eaten by a gator. First of all, the gator got the dog. Sorry, love you, Puffy. Gotta go.
Right.
You can walk the dog anywhere. Why do you have to go to this place
That's what I'm
where
saying.
the dogs really shouldn't be?
And
along
once the
with
gator
human
got the
beings?
dog, hey, kick the other one too, and I'm out of here because there's no way I'm losing an arm and then your life for these
Yeah,
two dogs.
that was just
Point. This is
crazy.
very
That
stupid.
was
That's why they
just-
have dog parks. Okay.
Yeah, that was just. But did you guys feel any way? Like, how did you feel? Did you hear the story that morning that you woke up and that we were
I
missing
felt
this lady?
Yeah.
Darwin's law took effect, and that's the end of it.
You know, like we were all hoping, like we hope this isn't the case. Like we hope
No,
this lady is
no.
sitting at home,
The
and
minute-
whoever the guy
no.
was at the
Without her
park-
arm?
Right.
think
When
so.
it comes down to ignorance, and
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry, one less idiot driver on the road.
Darwin's
That's all I
theory
gotta
takes
say.
hold, and that's the end of the story.
Darwin and Murphy and everybody else.
It's just
Newton.
wrong for her to be alive. Why would you put yourself? Listen.
All right, we got
No, I'm from up north. He's from up north. She's from out west. You're from here.
Yeah,
common
We're
sense
all. Thank you.
right. It is definitely common sense
Bottom
issue.
line.
So we're moving
Bottom
over to
line.
Chris Meadow
Yes,
with
go ahead,
Meadows
sir.
Minute. And if you guys look, Chris got Meadows Minute.
In addition to Siobhan's birthday today, there's also another anniversary here today on this day.
Siobhan's birthday,
For
you said?
yours truly, Chris Meadow. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We have now been thrown off Facebook.
20
Under 10 seconds. Under 10 seconds.
21 years ago today,
Oh,
yours
boy.
truly,
Oh, boy.
Chris Meadow graduated high school. Okay?
How many years ago?
21.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
The year was 1997.
The year of our Lord.
So that's pretty significant. And I think about how some aspects of life were 21 years ago to the now. And I'm really blown away. And I'll share a couple with you. For example, like the thing at the top of my list is participation trophies. Unheard of when I was a kid. You either won or you lost. If you won, you got a big ass trophy. If you lost, you tried harder next year. Now everybody gets a ribbon or trophy or plaque or some indication that they were there and they tried, but they were unsuccessful. So that's one thing that's dummying down the generation that is out there today, which I feel really bad about. And fortunately, we are blessed to have grown up when we did. Because if we were in this generation today, we've talked about many of the subjects on the show that it would be a really sad state of affairs if we had grown up around now. With all this stuff, cyberbullying and social media acceptance, likes and thumbs and fingers and emojis, and all that stuff. It's like back in the day, you want to tell somebody how you felt, you told somebody how you felt. Hands down. Now you send an emoji saying you're mad at them. You get that mean face, the red eyes and everything like that, the red skin, whatever. And, everybody has internet balls. And unfortunately,
Can I do sign language while you're talking?
you absolutely could because the
Only
cameras
because
are
I'm
probably,
in the picture in picture.
Right. I don't see that.
Keep
Oh, there it
talking.
is. But you're covered by the lower third. So there you go.
Balls.
So you
I have a feeling there's way too much going on the screen right
Good
now.
thing the lower thirds were up there a second ago when you were doing that. So
Oh, God.
Anyway, I could go on, but since we waited to the end of the show for this, I'll have to kill it now. It was literally Metal's minute, but there was more to it. We'll continue next week when it might be relevant. But you wanted to get to a couple of bad people.
We're doing whatever you'd like to do, man. Today's
Okay.
How much time we got, Drew?
3
None.
minutes.
But
Oh.
let's go and say 4 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, the first bad people question starts like this: who has secretly done something very illegal and gotten away with it?
Well, why would
Joy.
we want to admit to it now?
We don't have to
Exactly.
admit what it was. We just have to admit who we think would do it, because this is a bad people question.
No, who do we think has done this or would do this?
Question was, who has secretly done
Who
something
has done it?
very illegal and gotten away with it? I'm going to pick Joy.
He didn't even pause.
haven't we all done something illegal and gotten
Yeah,
away
I
with
mean,
it?
so it-
speeding.
It comes down. No, well,
Everybody
come
does
on.
that.
Okay, what is very
Probably
illegal?
illegal.
What is? How do you classify illegal into very?
Very legal would be a meth lab, a prostitution ring, bookkeeping.
You think she's actually done something
Oh,
like this and gotten
oh,
away with
Can
it?
I say this real fast?
No.
Please, because he said bookkeeping, which brought me for
Uh-oh.
cooking the books. Last week, I was
Uh-oh.
watching the John Gotti Jr. biography on A&E. It was like a 4-hour special. Greatest.
No.
It was just a really good
Are
biography.
they paying you to plug that?
I went to bed. I had a dream that I applied for a job with the mafia. Before I knew it, I was sitting in John Gotti Sr.'s house at his dinner table. Across from him, he had my interview, and he had my resume, and he was interviewing me at his dining room table.
What were you having?
And
to eat?
we weren't even eating anything, and he was so impressed by my resume, and he was thinking of some type of clean type of job, like cooking the books or something like that, but not getting my hands dirty. And then I woke up.
So did he say?
My grandmother would have been so proud.
We can rule the galaxy as far.
Very interesting, Joy. Continuation.
Right?
That's very interesting.
Wasn't it?
The last
Chris Cole
question
came
I
to
have
me.
from bad people today, and listen to it very carefully, buddy. If I were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who's the last person I'd call as a lifeline?
Joy.
Is this unanimous?
True. Wait.
Joy. Because Joy would think about it, and by the time she's ready to give the answer,
Joy would like change the subject, be like, "Oh wait, I didn't tell you about this. Let me go ahead
exactly.
and say."
So by the time,
I would,
smart
I
girl.
would call Joy. I would call Joy and get her voicemail if she wouldn't pick up.
That's true.
When
too.
I believe
like that
all
answer better.
Lifeline people that play the game with the contestant
Even if you tell her, like,
have to be available.
I'm calling
Yes.
you in 2 minutes.
Have to be available
Exactly.
during recording.
because she's in the bathroom or something.
So she went out for a smoke.
and she said, "Okay, well the answer is
I
going to
lost.
be." That's
I
what
lost
she did.
$750,000 because she was outside.
You're right.
Smoking.
with a death stick.
I'll accept it. I know I'm not accepting that I was outside with a death stick, but I do accept that I'm bad when it comes to answering my telephone. I'm on the phone.
Oh yeah, Chris. Oh, the
I
answer
wish
is
that
that.
was a question in here.
Oh, that's easy.
I accept that. You know what? When I'm working, I'm on the phone all the time, and when I'm done, I don't want to touch the phone. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to touch the phone. I do, but you guys are right.
We know.
Hit me on
That's why
that.
we all picked you.
Thank you. Does that end our show?
Good thing, I mean, it's a good thing you don't have that meth lab or that ring going because you wouldn't answer when people need you.
I agree.
You can't agree. It's not how it works.
I'm accepting responsibility. So with that being said, we'll be back next week. Will we be back next week? Can we all agree to come together next week in this room?
Right now.
I'll have to check my schedule, but
No! Isn't that usually my answer also? I need
Wow.
to check my schedule first. But
That'd
it's
be, that'd
true.
be June 25th.
I'm trying to get
I'll make
better.
sure. I'll make sure I'm busy.
No, yeah.
I think I'll be out of the country then.
Well, with that said, have a great week, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in because we were on Facebook Live today. We were over on YouTube. Next week, hopefully, we'll get it straight. If the audio wasn't that great today,
Look at this great.
You gotta put more time into
we
it.
definitely will. You know what, Chris Metal? Have a great week, everybody.
Just cut out from the fire drill too. Thank you, everybody.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.